your other hand? Between two pillows. Those aren't pillows.
Hello, fellow followers, and welcome back to the Physical Media Show here on FanZcene Vids. I hope you all are having a great, happy Thanksgiving weekday, whatever. I'm about to say weekend. I'm all off. But I'm glad to have you guys all here with us. Tonight with me, we have Rookie and Tom. As always, we're going to talk some physical media, showcase some physical media. This is your Thanksgiving pre-meal event. We'll feed you good with some physical media, and then you can go hang out with your family and eat all your turkey.
Well, it kind of is a weekend for a lot of people. I mean, tonight starts their weekend for some.
That's why I wanted to say weekend, because it's like we're off right now. Yeah. So, how you doing this evening, night, whatever, Rook?
Doing all right. Waking up, I slapped myself to wake up. So there we are.
All right.
Here we are.
He's starting to feel the rundownness of old age.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get my nap, so I'm tired too.
The last year of my 20s.
Good Lord.
Goodness gracious. But I would say hell to the chat real quick and see who we got hanging with us tonight. We got Random Brad, as always, sending us good vibes. Good vibes back to you, buddy. Deleted Thing says, hello, I should be rejoining in the chat in about 30 minutes. Okay, that's good. Glad to have you here at Deleted Scenes. And then we have Tornado T. Hail to you. What's up, Style Section? Party Physical Media people. Let's go. Trevor Maurer, happy Thanksgiving from Aussie land. What's up? Happy Thanksgiving down there. Well, you guys don't celebrate it, but still happy Thanksgiving. What's up, Cool Gamer? Hello, how are you doing this evening? And what is up, Terry Scott? I think that's a new name, Terry Scott. Hail to you. Glad to have you in the chat. Good evening, Scott Hughes and Jackson G. How are you guys doing? And we got Tyrell 72. What's up? And Christopher Burkill. What's up? And Tornado T. I know I said you, but good evening. And you know what, guys? I got a little something, a little surprise for you. A little Thanksgiving treat. All right. He's an OG. Welcome, runner.
Hey,
hello.
Of course, he's in college. They get 10 weeks off for the holidays.
Exactly.
Need time, you know.
This isn't winter break. This is Thanksgiving break, and it's no different.
You go back for like 3 days, and then you go off on winter break after finals.
Yeah.
That's about all it is. Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah, my nephew's home from college as well, so he just got home yesterday. So what is up, Duck Nation? If I didn't see you before, and Style Section says, the man himself. Go ahead, runner. Okay.
Is he on a delay?
I don't know. Is your internet
no,
still?
I was gonna say, yeah. I'm at my parents' place for a little bit.
Sweet.
I mean, can you not hear me?
No,
we can hear you, but you didn't answer us.
Yeah, you like. Yeah.
What was the
question?
question?
That or you just didn't hear us.
4-second, 5-second delay.
If a train leaves Cleveland at 2:00 and another train leaves California at 6:00, what time do I get to eat?
I didn't actually listen to what you just said, so I don't know.
Either. I just said words.
Yeah, I was
Something about trains and eating food.
Rook's just sitting back here going, "Motherfucker's back. He's not going to take my spot, is he?"
Well, we should use the crowd. One of us.
I mean, did you see? I changed my name on my StreamYards to OG Runner.
OG Runner. We don't call Rookie Runner, not on purpose.
No,
but he has the new runner down there because he's the new runner. He's the new.
Well, he is kind of the new runner. We
need
another Timmy.
I'm runner number 2.
We still have people in the chat calling Rook Runner at times. So.
Literally, they're like, "God dang it!"
You know what? You know what fucking offended me? I rewatched the show now because, I'm busy as fuck. But when fucking the episode where Rookie's criticizing Gremlins, there was somebody in the chat. There was somebody in the chat saying, "Oh my god, he is the new runner." It's like, what the fuck? Like, I love Gremlins. Like, that's bullshit.
Yeah, but sometimes you got some shit takes.
I mean,
Yeah.
that you can argue that,
You
but
know, and it's almost fitting that you're here because guess what? Your fucking Scream franchise just got a big whole nuclear bomb dropped on it today. Did y'all see that shit?
I was going to mention it, but I didn't,
this bitch.
I didn't want our audience to scream if we mentioned it.
I'm actually happy because if the 7th movie gets canceled, man, I'm celebrating.
Thank God, right? Like that's what I was thinking. I'm like, oh, let's hope this cancels this movie now.
That's what I was like.
If Jenna Ortega's out, they're fucked.
They're screwed. They're screwed.
That's what I said too.
She's like one of the only draws to the newer series right now.
To me, she's the only likable character, like compared to the others.
Well, now they should have the money for Nev Campbell.
Right?
They should now, seriously, like what FanZcene always suggests, just make a new freaking series that isn't Scream. Make a different thing.
Honestly, just end the bitch. Make one more movie, give Nev all the money she wants, kill her off in this one, or make her the killer. Like she's gone through this shit for so long that she completely went ape shit, batshit crazy. At this point, might as well. I mean, they've already went off the rails with the franchise.
They'll just make her Force Ghost one of these days. She'll be Force Ghostface.
I've seen somebody post something that said the likelihood that Nev Campbell. This was somebody saying this is like the likelihood of Nev Campbell returning has just shot up. The likelihood of that Stu may return as a killer just shot up.
Oh, for fuck's sake! If they go that route,
remember when Harrison Ford was never going to be in Star Wars again? Like. Yeah, anything can happen these days. Who knows?
I wasn't going to bring up. I wasn't going to
buy a lot of weed with that money.
Are we shooting a Captain America movie or what?
I'm the Red Hulk.
I know we already got the Scream. I was actually going to bring it up because when we were talking about,
I was gonna bring up that. I don't know if we should bring it up, but I'm glad that you guys did.
It's so funny. Well, with all the news and shit, I was just like, man, are we gonna talk about it? Like,
here's the thing: is if I don't know what they're gonna do now because like losing the Melissa chick, not a big deal.
Yeah,
I could recast her. Nobody would have fucking noticed. Now, Jenna Ortega, you guys are right. That is the money walking out the fucking door.
Mm-hmm.
She quit supposedly. I'll just say she quit supposedly because of scheduling conflicts, most likely probably with Wednesday, I'd imagine. So I kind of believe it.
Offers that are better, probably.
Well, and at that point, there's so much controversy surrounding this thing now. I mean, again, I'm not going to get into what she said or all that kind of shit. I don't agree with cancel culture, but I also see a lot of people on a certain side of that coin with this new thing that's going on, let's say, being a political and religious thing clashing the way it is really causing a lot of those people to have to rethink the way they speak and talk in public because now it's coming for them. Right. Yep. So this is going to be interesting to see. Now, again, I don't condone what has happened to her, but at the same time, this is the best thing that could have happened to this fucking franchise. You were going to say something, Rookie. I'm sorry.
I don't remember. I'm just saying, I don't know what I was saying, but whatever. Yeah, just they need to end it probably. She was the only draw as far as I can tell. It's okay to end it. Just let it be as it is.
They should have
too many already. Like just
should have ended with 3 or 4.
It's okay.
Yeah, but the problem is for Paramount is the money they sank into this because when they bought the Miramax deal, this is one of the only franchises they fucking have with that. So it's like you got to milk this bitch. Otherwise, all you're doing is re-releasing old movies.
Right.
It's like they could just create new movies and then maybe get an actual what if they were one of the companies to start a fresh serial killer thing that isn't a rehash of
something? I get you, Rook. I mean, you've got a
Jenna
point.
Ortega head it or something like. You know, they could have something like that, maybe. I don't know, like rearrange.
But I'm talking about the investment that was made in the Miramax catalog, right? Like, in the Miramax whole thing they bought into. Scream came with that as part of the deal. Like, that's the only thing they have is a viable evergreen franchise that came with it, basically. Unless they decide to remake, like, From Dusk Till Dawn or something like that. Like, there's very little other things that they have the rights to still.
Yeah, or make that into a franchise of movies.
Yeah. Which they already did, and a series. So this would be the second remake.
It's just kind of crazy that they have to hold it all up to franchises to like count as their worth. Is what that sounds like?
It's just a matter of like, okay, sure, the catalog's worth so much, but you want to be able to cash in on your investment in this, right? This is like the whole reason that Lucasfilm bought Fox, right? They had other franchises like Alien and they had, some of the Marvel rights and some other things they wanted to get their hands on, and Predator and some other stuff. So like that makes sense. You want to capitalize on the franchises you're buying into. Amazon, for instance, as soon as they bought MGM, they already greenlit a bunch of stuff for RoboCop and all the other few franchises they do.
Have any of them made anything with these under their brand so far? I don't remember.
I guess you could. Creed 3 was under their purview, but like other than that,
from what you said, they should be having a lot of announcements for new stuff coming out, right? But I hardly hear.
Well, they're working on like Stargate. They're working on a few things. Well, that's the other things. We just got out of the strikes, and that's where Jenna Ortega's timing on this may not be so much like her trying to get away from the project as she legitimately does have conflict of scheduling because shit was on hold for so long.
I guess in my head, I thought the strike is more metaphorical. Like, okay, we're technically on strike, but actually we're still working.
No, they could not wheel and deal. They couldn't do shit. The writers were not supposed to write for hire at that point, and the actors could not wheel and deal at all, and they couldn't work. So any work that they were signed up for, if it didn't get canceled, they had to come back to that work still and finish it. So that could also be too that she had something else that she was working on prior to the strike that hadn't finished filming yet. It could be a combination of the two, and it depends on who has the obligation where with contracts and wise and all that business. So yeah, it's a messy kind of thing, and we're going to see this with a few things like that. But again, I agree this is probably the best thing to ever happen to Scream. So anyway,
it is very much.
I've been quite satisfied.
There's enough. I'm quite full.
Me too. Like here's the thing. What's her name? Melissa, the actress who
the other one
got fired. like I think, like, despite the movies and how I feel about them, I think the way they sort of just fired her like that, I think is kind of fucked up for those reasons. It's like, but at the same time, it's like, if I want to go to the movie side of things, I fucking hated her character at the same time.
Yeah.
So like, I have nothing against her at all. Like, I have nothing against her at all. It's just the character that she plays and how she's written, I think is
horrible.
It's horrible. Like, it's so fucking bad.
Yeah. Well, in her father aspect of it.
Yeah, that's.
I
still can't believe that you're making Billy a good guy.
I refuse to even think that,
because the character still could exist technically, I guess. But her talking to her dead dad and making him like an anti-hero in the process of it all is fucking dumb.
It is.
Right.
I'm gonna go as far as say the scene in the part 5 when he kicks the knife, like almost kicks the knife to her. That's worse than the "do your thing, cuz" scene. It's worse than that.
I mean the fact that they even still carry that on, like the whole reflection bullshit in the 6th movie, I just kept rolling my fucking eyes in the movie theater. I was just like, "Fuck! Can you retcon that shit?"
Like, they made some better choices in a few things in the 6th film, but then also doubled down on worse ones from the 5th one.
The thing about 6 is, like, the very beginning was at least interesting.
Yeah,
and then what after that,
right back into shit. Continuing off of 5. Here we go.
Yeah, the guy from Grand Budapest Hotel, who was in the beginning of the film. He was like he was sort of like the main guy playing Ghostface and all that shit. Like, that was interesting. And then once you get to what's her name, the main character, it's just like, oh god, yeah.
Exactly. And again, I felt better about, like, Jenna Ortega's character seemed at least more, I don't know, likable compared to her at the same time.
I agree. Well, here's the other thing. Like, I forget what was it? Sam is the main character? I think the main character's name. Yeah. She's a complete dumbass in the beginning of the 6th movie, and the little sister Jenna Ortega, Tara, is like the only smart one, which is so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
All right, though. Let's move on past.
I think that concludes Scream as far as before we go and make this.
Let's get to some other shit here.
Yeah, let's go to other stuff. I do want to say thank you to Shirley to God. That's my brother. He gifted a membership to. I believe Terry got it. Terry got it. So, yes, thank you. What's up, Classy Cannabis as well? We got here like this. Ghost Dad sucked. Brian Barth got
nobody brought it up, but okay. just
Billy
gotta say
Ghost Dad. What's up? Breitbart said he's
Ghost Dad. I got it. Yeah, never mind. I got it now. I was like, nobody brought Ghost Dad up, but okay.
Okay.
Never mind. Now I get it. Bill Cosby would have been better in Scream 5.
Put in. I got a.
You know, it works easier if you knock him out before you kill him. I found out that's very useful.
But what do we got coming for some physical media release? So I know we got a couple.
Killers of the Flower Moon is rumored to be out on the 25th of January.
Yes.
That'd be the new Martin Scorsese film.
I saw it twice.
Northern Exposure, the complete series, is hitting Blu-ray on the 5th of December, evidently, out of nowhere. But thank you for that, Universal.
It sounds like a Viking, like flashing.
Oh, no, it's a beloved comedy, actually. You never heard of Northern Exposure? Oh, my gosh.
No, when you say Northern Exposure, it sounds like Thor.
You know, I guess it probably would have been done before your time, and then it didn't really get a lot of repeat viewing, because I'm not sure it hit the 100, or maybe it should have, because it's 90 to 95.
I don't know. I can't
think they got the 100 episodes out of it, but I don't remember it being in syndication all that much. That's the problem.
Yeah, not very much. I almost bought that on the DVD set because it's been cheap right now, so I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick that one up. Mississippi Burning, which I think has already been on Blu. Oh, this is a 4K. That's a rumor for next year. Thanksgiving should be out by the 30th of January. Sadie, go on now. Stop.
It's playtime. Play a thing.
No, it isn't playtime. That's the problem. The Columbia box set, which we talked about last Saturday, comes out on the 13th of February, and will include Kramer versus Kramer. Let's see here. What else was it?
Starman,
Sleepless in Seattle, Punch Drunk Love. Trying to remember the other two titles here. What were they?
I know I don't remember the other.
I can't read it here. It's so fucking small.
That's what I was like. Starman was like the only one everybody wanted.
I mean, I'm only looking forward to Starman and Punch Drunk Love. On
Guess who's coming to dinner, and I can't remember the other one, but yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But those, I'm only looking forward to two, and that's
Roaring Twenties is coming from Criterion, as is the Heroic Trio. And then, of course, the big news was The Abyss, True Lies, and Aliens coming on the 12th of March. The Raid Redemption is getting a 4K release in January.
Hell yeah.
And, that's the main news as far as I know. The Creator also coming out the 15th. I think.
Was Joe's Apartment?
That was another one that got announced today.
Were those rumors or were those announcements?
I think it's an actual announcement. I'm not sure. Yeah. Why did somebody contest it? Or
I couldn't remember if it was. I know because it's all.
I think Warner Archives putting it out. Yeah.
Yeah, and Roger Dangerfield, the Rodney Dangerfield dog.
Oh, Roger Dangerfield. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was one more. Yeah. There was one more at Warner Archive, but I cannot remember what the third one was.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
And I did manage to get some little rumors from Bill Hunt on the 4K for you last Saturday.
Yes.
For anybody who might be a fan of Boogie Nights and Twister, maybe you have a 4K coming sometime.
Oh, I like Boogie Nights. That's a good one.
I did manage to pull that out. But there you go. There's what's coming soon to Blu-ray 4K out for everybody. And since he's here, let's go ahead and start with Runner. What do you got for the first pick of the night?
Debbie Does Dallas.
No, Debbie Does Dallas. Yes.
No. All right, I might as well start off with this. Was it like last week, not too long ago, I finally watched the greatest bad movie ever made in a movie theater, and I met the actual star of it. The Room.
Whoa!
Tommy Wiseau.
I actually met the guy.
I had to cancel my order from him because he took forever to get his shit out, man.
Wow.
So what was he like?
Kind of what you would expect.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. That's literally.
Hi, Runner.
Hi, you like my movie?
Yeah, that's literally how he talks.
Okay, bye. I can't see him having an in-depth, long conversation.
Yeah, so like, no, it was funny. Like I was in line. Like there was this whole meet and greet before like the actual movie started, and what was it? I had him sign this DVD. This was like one of the very few DVDs even left, and I asked him before I even saw the movie, and I've never seen the movie. I just went with some friends and stuff to go see it, and I asked him, is there anything I need to know before seeing this movie? Because I've never seen it before. This is the first time. And then his answer was, absolutely not. And yeah, like that. Literally, that's how he talked. There's the Blu-ray.
Nice.
And then I asked him. I was like, I'm going in blind. I'm just letting you know. And he's like, that's even better.
Oh, I did not hit her.
Yeah, that's literally how he talks.
He doesn't have to get into character. He just is, and that's who he is.
That's who he is.
That's who he is. That's how he talks. And like, dude, like looks like an animatronic. I shit you not.
Built by Universal or something.
He's one of the Five Nights at Freddy things, right?
No, he legitimately looks like that. Like his skin looks like fucking plastic.
He laughs.
That's because he's had a bunch of plastic surgery. Yeah. That's why.
I know, but he looks like an animatronic because of it. It's so weird.
Is The Room the greatest movie ever? It's the greatest worst movie ever made.
Yes, that it's the greatest bad movie ever made. Yes.
Yes. Thank you once again, Shirley to God, for the $2 super sticker. Cool, appreciate it.
They showed a trailer for his new movie coming up, Big Shark, before The Room. And it looks fucking epic.
It's a big shock.
It looks so fucking awesome.
I'm imagining him with like a rubber shark in front of the camera with like a glass of water or something. Like it's a big shock. Just something ridiculous. Justin Proper actually made me watch The Room a couple years back. That was really funny.
You know what's funny? I reached out to Justin that I was gonna meet Tommy.
Oh, he's probably thrilled, dude.
Yeah, no, and then I texted him, and then I called him back after I saw the movie, and I was just like, yeah, I can see why people call it the greatest bad movie ever made. Yeah, the worst bad, or the worst, like the greatest worst movie ever made, or something like that.
It's like there is footage and things. There's things and footage, right?
Well, he needed like so many sex scenes. He had to have those.
They have the weird sex scenes. They go
okay, that was the one. That was the one thing I didn't expect. There was a lot more sex scenes.
I know
than I thought.
Well, it's like quote unquote sex scenes, really. It's the
oh my god. Okay, I just want to watch.
I just want to watch. I'm the neighbor kid.
Seeing it with a full crowd though was something else though. That was fun.
Yeah, I've heard
fun experience.
Yeah, I've heard it's come like a big event to watch it in the theater now with people.
No, yes, it has. Like people quote the lines. I even
kind of like a Rocky Horror Picture Show type thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead.
What was it like that one scene where he's like walking off the bed and he like drops the towel or blanket or whatever, and it's like ass is showing out or whatever. Like literally, so many people in the crowd are like, "Show that ass! Show that ass!" It's so fucking.
This sounds like what the future of Idiocracy should have been.
Yes,
in a good way. Like, this is the right way.
Yes.
Instead of watching a movie called Ass, we're watching The Room, and that's the one.
And then that one iconic scene where he walks up and drops the water bottle, where he's like, "I did not hit her. Yeah, I did not." Like everyone, hi, Mark. Like everyone said it as soon as
everybody died.
and everyone in the theater was like, "You're tearing me apart, Lisa." Like it was a fucking fun night, and that was like a midnight showing. That was fucking crazy.
Nice.
I wish that movies were bad like that these days.
I gotta get Samurai Cop Part 2, because if you've ever Samurai Cop is also one of the worst movies ever made, and in Samurai Cop Part 2, Tommy Wiseau is in it. He plays the villain.
Yeah,
so I have to see the second one. I haven't seen it yet.
As lame as Chris Stuckman is, he does suggest a lot of those type of movies that are like The Room sometimes. Yeah. So I've heard, a lot. There's quite a few in that category that people put.
Yeah. But that's Brian Bart says, what if The Room was actually great? How would that affect Will Smith's career? He probably would have won an Oscar and went on and direct a bunch of other movies.
That's just like too far of a that's too far of a different universe. I can't predict it.
Yeah,
yeah, right.
Like you just be a different person. I don't know. Like
especially after watching The Disaster Artist too a few days later, it's like, yeah, because like the thing is like he makes a living off of these fucking events. Like I shit you not.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, he'd have to be a completely different person to make like a more competent, straightforward movie that is considered good. So like just now that he'd just be a different person. Like that's all it would be. It's not even much, especially based on what Runner says how he is as a person.
Like wait, Rookie, have you seen The Disaster Artist?
Not The Disaster Artist. I've seen The Room. Did not see the James.
I know you've seen The Room. I was wondering if you've seen The Disaster Artist.
I have not. I have not.
You should probably watch it. You'd probably like it.
Yeah, it's about the making of The Room. Stars James Franco and his brother Dave Franco playing.
Yeah, with James Franco plays Tommy Wiseau, and it's like a backstory on like him like getting into acting and his friendship with the guy who plays Mark in The Room.
I almost recommend reading the book first. There's so much left out of the movie.
Is it like just what they assume it is, or do they actually have like interviews with Wiseau?
No, it's based on what's his face's book. The other guy.
Oh, the one that this friend that starred with him in the movie, right? With the beard, and then he has him shave it off.
Yeah, that's even. I believe that's even the title of his book is The Disaster Artist.
Yeah. I think I did.
It's a great book. You can even get the book on tape, and he reads it.
That would be even better.
He does a great. Well, it's what's his face, but he does a great impression of Tommy. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So it's all from his perspective and his point of view. And he even gives like this, he's like, this may be true and it might not be true. And he goes, this is a story about and he says a fake name. And he tells this whole story about this guy who grew up in like this war-torn country and moved here and started by selling little trinkets on the street, moved his way up to clothes and all this stuff. And you realize, obviously, he's talking about Tommy. It's Tommy's whole backstory. Mm-hmm. So it's the closest we've ever gotten to really kind of getting to know who he really was.
Yeah.
And it's a really great book. And you get much more insight into who Tommy is, how he thinks. Greg Sestero, that's the guy.
Well, that makes me think, well, wait, so has Tommy Wiseau not been on like night shows or interviews and stuff like that?
He refuses to talk about his past. He won't talk about where he comes from or any of that shit. He won't even acknowledge how old he really is.
Right. He's legitimately the Joker. Joker.
Okay, well now I'm actually way more intrigued to see stuff about him.
But basically, he made his fortune in reselling like non-perfect clothing. Like he'd buy clothes from like outlets that sell, where like the zipper might not be quite right, or one arm's just slightly shorter than the other. So he like opened up a bunch of these stores all over like California and other places, I guess. And he just made his fortune selling that. And he supposedly married or got with some old lady, so like a lot of his money also comes from that too. So like, yeah, it's really weird. You kind of get to a point where you're just like in the book, you're like, why the fuck is Greg hanging out with this guy? And then you just start to realize that Greg is it's the mystery of this dude, right? It's just the whole like, is this guy for real or is he like full of shit?
Is he imaginary friend or just a real thing?
It's like, well, he's really this persona that Tommy created. That's what he is. Like it's who he is. It's like this. It is, but it isn't Tommy, right? Like it's kind of like just this weird persona, and he's just batshit fucking crazy, but not in like a dangerous way.
Yeah,
almost
it's dangerous. In the way it's in the like charming way. We want to see the
kind of, but more like a train wreck kind of. I want to stop and see what he's going to do next.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what Greg says right in the book. He's like, when I first started hanging out with the guy, I didn't like him or whatever, but it got to a point where he's just like, I got to see what he's going to do or say next because he's just that weird.
That
makes sense.
Yeah,
damn, it's cool.
There you go. Great first pick there, Runner. Any final words before we move it on?
No, that's about it. I think I said everything I needed to say.
Nice. All right. Look at Runner coming through like that. Let's go to Runner.
I've had an interesting few weeks.
I can tell. But let's go to Runner 2 and see what you got for your first pick of the night.
All right. Well, this one I think we can almost count as one that Runner
talked
about quite a bit.
We talked about that last week.
Oh, son of a bitch! That's one.
Oh yeah, we recommended it for you.
Yeah,
well, there you go. You both talk about it then.
Well,
we got to hear what
Runner
2 thought about it first because we told him to watch it.
Well, it's funny because last night I was on Twitter, tweeted that I'm watching it, and Runner's like, "I'm watching it right now too." And it was like just a 7-minute time difference. So we were like both watching it, didn't decide to do it at the same time, but we were. So
yeah,
that's pretty funny.
It was it was a happy coincidence.
Happy coincidence. Now we can talk about
it. What happened? Runner.
Yeah, Runner? I know. Which one's Runner? Real? Don't shoot. Shoot him, not me. Shoot him,
hey, the OG Runner is the one with the 4K, not the DVD. This is the 4K right here.
Yeah, I'm
so cheating. Multiverse Runners combined and they collided.
Yeah.
But no, so should I do my take first or Runner do his take first?
You do yours first because we didn't hear yours. We recommended to you last week, and I know you've had the audience against you, and then with you, then against you.
We're in the middle of a tug and war with do we like new Runner? Or do we
they didn't like your
Runner?
Gremlins take, but they loved your RoboCop take, and then you pissed them off with the Ghostbusters take,
which was a mid take anyway.
I was gonna say that take wasn't as bad.
I didn't even hate it. I didn't really love it. But so this one I think is fine.
Okay,
I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I don't think it's amazing. I think it's okay. I think it's okay.
I think it's a fun movie. It's a great movie.
I really think Dan
enough in it. I forgot about that.
What's kind of funny is I think all the white guys were hilarious. The old men, all the old dudes at the bank.
Oh, the Dukes.
Yeah,
the Dukes. Those guys were hilarious to me. Just the way they interact with each other, the way they like talk about other people and stuff. They're hilarious. Eddie Murphy's best parts, I feel, are when he's not trying to be funny. When he's beginning as the homeless man, it's kind of roll my eyes a little bit with like his attempt at humor there. But like when Dan Aykroyd like puts the gun at him, he's like, "I'm calling security. Merry Christmas," and he like hangs up the phone. That stuff's pretty funny with that. Yeah, I liked the movie for the most part. Runner, what were your thoughts with it? I'll share some of mine more too, but we can go back and forth and stuff and open it up more.
I thought the beginning, in all honesty, was a little slow, and then it really picked up later on. So, but overall, I think hearing your thoughts, I could say I enjoyed it more than you did. Like, I think it's a good movie. I think it's really good. But like the beginning starts off really slow, in my opinion. But it starts getting a lot better later on.
That's character building. It's getting you into the story, getting you where these characters are in their life and where they're headed.
I know, but I'm a sucker for a good like start for a movie too.
It still looks real.
Oh my god, yeah. see that shit's great. Like the one part like where that dude gets like nailed is like such great editing because it's a close up of his eyes that just like wide open. It's like, oh fuck. like that's so good.
No one wants to be the female.
Yeah, from Sweden.
From Sweden.
Yeah, I think
wearing lederhosen.
Yeah, I think with it being sold on the premise that it's like super funny, it's a super comedy. I feel like there's a lot of other comedies that have a lot more laughs before a certain point. I think might be what Runner's kind of getting at with it kind of starting off slow a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, there's stuff in it that's pretty funny. Again, the whole down spiraling that they do with Dan Aykroyd's character and the uplifting stuff with Eddie Murphy. Again, so it's like the stuff that I didn't like with Eddie Murphy was more like, again, like when he's in the prison cell. I liked the other people that are interacting with him. The like two muscle dudes. There's like, been talking to him, and that stuff. But then him's like, you know who you're messing with. I'm Kung Fu Master. Somebody like, when he's doing that whole tirade kind of stuff, I'm just kind of like, it's not really funny. But when he's like a little more calm or collected or subtle, I liked it more a little bit. Or when it's more like, you know, like a one line, you know, Merry Christmas, with that kind of stuff. But seems like you guys disagree.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy is a comedic genius. I think he's funny. That's like his persona.
I think he's great. Have you seen Beverly Hills Cop, Rookie?
No, that's the next one. That's the next one I'll see.
Okay,
recommended.
You need to watch that.
Well, so it's like the only things with Eddie Murphy that I've seen is Daddy Daycare, Dr. Dolittle, and The Nutty Professor, and now this. So like my only movie of him is funny is not very much. So
the only movie you have named in that was Daddy Daycare. That's the only one I've seen, but I haven't seen that in like years.
Yeah. And again, I didn't say he's not funny. I just said he's not funny all the time.
Yeah, but but you should watch like 48 Hours. That's a good one. Definitely Beverly Hills Cop. Coming to America, that's also good. Also directed by John Landis, same director for Trading Places.
There's a scene in Coming to America that may connect to Trading Places, but that's all I want to tell you. So,
yeah, I guess I've seen Shrek if that counts, but I feel like voice roles. I don't know if I'd count that as the same with it, but I haven't seen Shrek in a while either. So
yeah, before Jamie Lee Curtis went all nuts.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean. They're very nice in 4K.
Yes.
I guess. No. So some of the things I like too, I'll say that I like, were some of the parts where it doesn't seem like they're trying to be funny either. I kind of liked a little bit, like when he has all the people at the house for the first time, all the people he invited, and he's just kind of looking around, and he doesn't say it right away, but he's just kind of getting a little pissed a little bit. He's just like, it's not even that it's his stuff. He's just like, these bunch of freeloaders anyway, And this was like, we saw him as this homeless guy. And then he is given all this stuff. And I mean, he's very much like ready for it to be a punked or something. Like he's going to get tricked. Like, what are you trying to do to me? And okay, this does seem to be legit enough. Okay. And then, this girl's like, hey, I want to sleep with you. And he's just get the fuck out of here. And then just like telling everybody to leave. I kind of like that as far as like the character building with
that's
him.
When he was starting to realize that, the position he's been placed in and that is his stuff. And that's where you start to see the change in his character.
Yeah, it's like, I guess so. I think I like Trading Places not so much as a comedy specifically. I didn't think it was maybe as funny as some people do, but I think it achieves a lot of stuff for the film. I mean, Dan Aykroyd, when he is at his lowest point and he does try to shoot himself and he throws the gun and the bullet goes off like there. I was like, It wasn't loaded. Oh shit, it was loaded. It just, I'm not sure if there's a reason why it didn't go off exactly, but just quality of gun, maybe cheap gun or something. But I was like, oh shit, like this for a comedy, that was a good type of moment that I really liked.
At times, sort of like a dark comedy at times.
Yeah, I guess so. And I like that kind of balance helped it a bit. And then like when you get to the old guys, are you really gonna let an N-word run your company for you? Yeah. and Eddie Murphy's reactions in the bathroom again when he's not like trying to be goofier. I appreciated his humor more a little bit, like the way that his style stuff. He puts the joint in his mouth. Oh shit, it's gross. Like just things he's not meaning to do intentionally. It seems, and then. I thought like let's see when they're getting onto the train to like when the party train, I wasn't exactly sure like if I thought it was funny when they're all coming in trying to do the different accents and stuff. It's just like this seems like a SNL skit there a little bit that when they're trying to get into the room with what's his face with the undercover guy. I forget his name.
Beaks.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you guys think that scene is funny with them coming in there?
Yes, I think that scene is hilarious. You could not pull that scene off in today's society. With Dan Aykroyd coming in essentially blackface, Jamie Lee Curtis acting like she's from Sweden wearing German clothes.
Well, Dan Blackroyd is in the chat right now.
Yes, Dan Blackroyd is.
I tried pointing that out.
Oh, now I recognize him. Okay, there you go. Yeah, now I recognize him.
I think that scene is like arguably one of the best scenes in the movie. It's freaking hilarious. Happy New Year!
I'm just kind of like, okay.
No, he says Merry New Year.
Yeah,
Merry New Year.
Yeah, I don't know. It was like one of the things where when the guy just gets onto it and he's like, ha ha. I was just like, okay, yeah, he's onto him. Okay, I don't know.
That's like the whole point.
Don't hit me.
It's so absurd and they knew he would catch on to him, but they still managed to succeed.
I got you. That was just one scene that just didn't really hit it for me, though.
I think that scene is brilliant.
Get there, but no, I like Eddie Murphy's character and like taking the role on a little bit more seriously because like so what was the point of the wager in the first place? He said based on the one that Dan Aykroyd
nature versus nurture.
Nature versus nurture. Yes, to see if they could take somebody like Winthorpe, Louis, and take everything away from him, and that he will turn to crime because it's nature, and take somebody like Billy Ray and put him in a place of power, and he'll succeed. So it's nature versus nurture.
Okay, yeah, I like that element with it and how they decided to play that.
Don Amici's argument is it's all about pedigree and where they come from, and
yeah.
Okay, so the one guy
was arguing that it's all about environment. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And so, do you think that that's accurate too with it, or just it? I feel like it's not a definitive thing in general. If it was to be,
I believe more in environment than I do actual like I think it's ridiculous to think that just because somebody may have had a parent or something like that was a murderer or a thief, that if they were raised by somebody completely different, like say they were adopted as a baby and they were raised by a good family, there's nothing to really indicate that they would take to a life of crime or kill somebody just because there's some predisposition.
Yeah.
In their,
or as far as your environment goes, if you're let's say you're thriving in your environment, well, that doesn't mean that you're thriving in other environments either. Like, you could be the top of the crop in your little section, but if they take you out of that section, are you naturally
right? And it just also had to work out that with Eddie Murphy, him being a con man, that a lot of the game of being a financial analyst like he was and where the position where they was is a lot of it's just you're selling these stocks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a con in and of itself, and that's kind of the joke, right?
Yeah.
Like they literally make money for doing nothing.
Exactly. They sort of just like conning people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that was the more with when they got to the trade stuff too. That's
Brad Barth. I do not think they could do trading places today. They couldn't get away with it, blackface and all. They could not do it.
Yeah, that's something I'll give it points for or credit for. That they could do that when they did, and it's good that they did because they can't do it now.
They cannot do that now
with it. So I mean, I thought it was okay. I guess that's the thing. I didn't think overall it was very funny. I feel like there's a lot. I feel like with other things I've seen, I put other things to be funnier, but this has a lot of, for it being a comedy, it has a lot of decent concepts too in general to, consider while they do it. I like Dan Aykroyd's like anger, just from his perception, this homeless dude took over his life. He just wants to kill him. I appreciate his just desire to end him. And when they start to team up, he's like, I got a plan. And it's like, okay, you think he's gonna use some of his No, he just gets some guns and wants to kill them. And it's like, oh no, he really doesn't know what he's doing either. But, and it takes Eddie Murphy's character to kind of get lead him toward a more reasonable section. Making rich people poor seems to fuck with them big time as Exhibit A right here. So things like that I think were pretty interesting with it.
I get you. But with all that being said, we'll get I appreciate your takes, regardless of what people think. I do appreciate your takes, Rook. But we do have a $5 super chat here from Bronson Wright Wolf. He says, "Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you all are staying well and safe. Make sure you guys eat up and be thankful for your families. I'm thankful for my family." Well, I'm thankful for you, Bronson, as a subscriber, and for the generous super chat. I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving as well too. I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so very much for that. And since we talked a little bit about movies, I'll give you one of the little bad movies clip here.
They call him Samurai. He speaks fluent Japanese.
Are you Fujiyama?
What does katana mean?
It means Japanese sword.
I've seen this before, but I still love to hear it every time.
Yes. But okay, let's move on to Tom. What do you got, Tom? What's your first pick of the night if you're ready?
I saw a classic that, as far as I know, is not available on Blu-ray in the U.S. and probably won't be anytime soon because Disney sucks. And it's a Fox title here in the States.
He sucks.
But if you got a region-free player, you can get this. This is the Eureka release that came out a few years back of the sci-fi classic Wolfgang Petersen's Enemy Mine.
Oh, Enemy Mine.
Starring Louis Gossett Jr. and Dennis Quaid. Sounds like Greg's seen it.
Yes. I had the VHS.
I would assume the runners haven't.
No.
Yeah.
What is this magic you're talking about?
Enemy Mine is a wonderful, excellent sci-fi film set in our future. And we're at war with an alien race over different parts of the galaxy that we're exploring and claiming land in that they claim they own. So it's this big, huge war going on. And one of the aliens and Dennis Quaid end up crash landing on a planet together, this desolate place. And they have to learn how to work together to survive. And that's basically just the setup. There's a lot that happens in the film. It's an excellent sci-fi film. Now, I think you guys would think it probably is a little slow at times. But I think just the visuals alone, the effects, the makeup effects, the story as a whole is a great sci-fi classic. Now, of course, it's similar to the classic old TV show where one of the heroes would get caught in a situation with one of the bad guys and they have to learn how to work together. It's very similar to that respect. There's been everything from like Star Trek episodes to Planet of the Apes TV show they did that on, and a dozen other shows probably.
Westerns
and stuff. I would say was a popular thing in Westerns.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great film. It's actually a German-U.S. Co-production. And that's probably another reason why the rights are a little wonky. But no, it's a great film, and it deserves a remaster, that's for sure.
I would love to have it. I didn't even know you couldn't get it on a Blu-ray here in America.
That's crazy.
I still have the VHS.
Not that I know of.
On looking it up, it says Enemy Mine, $22 Blu-ray. Doesn't look like it says any region specifics on here.
What are you seeing it on?
Amazon?
Huh.
It says it's called Enemy Mine, right?
Yeah, Enemy Mine with Dennis Quaid and Louis Gossett.
I'll put the link in the chat here so y'all can see it. If it's, I don't know if I'm not saying something you guys are.
Yeah, I was gonna say US wise.
Yeah, this is the Eureka release in a steelbook here. It says Region B2. And then we got this one here that might be a US release I didn't know about. Through screenarchives.com. I guess it came out in 2012 as a limited edition of 3,000 units. That's why. So it's sold out. Yeah. So you can get it for $75.
What's the link I just sent you to then? Because it looks like for me, it just looks like it's the same region, like in America.
Oh no, that's the Umbrella release. That one might be region free.
It says Blu-ray too, though.
Yeah, but it's the Umbrella release, so it's Australian. But it might be region free because Umbrella does a lot of theirs region free.
Why would it? Doesn't look like it just says Australian on here. What the fuck?
Yeah, because when you have something like this is not the US sticker.
I can accidentally buy an Australian fucking thing and not realize it. Oh my God.
You just see that sticker right there on the thing. That means it's not American.
That's Australian PG.
What the? Now I gotta fucking try to look out. Okay, I didn't know I could accidentally buy an Australian.
This
thing.
one
I'm
might
like,
be region free though, because a lot of Umbrella's releases are region free. So it says all regions right here in the product description. So there you go. Yeah, if you want to, you can grab that one.
There you go. That's cool.
Not bad. Well, I'll put that on the Christmas list then, maybe, and see if somebody wants to get it.
Then again, if you can find it on DVD, considering you don't care so much, it's cheaper on DVD. You can get it for like $10. I see here.
Oh, that's
on standard DVD.
True that.
They did actually release it on DVD back in the day.
I'm willing to give like most sci-fi things a chance. It's one of those ones where even if it's shit, sometimes they're really entertaining. So you never know.
Louis Gossett Jr. is like unrecognizable in the movie.
Yeah, for the longest time, I didn't even know that was him. But then again, I didn't know who a lot of actors were when I was growing up. But I did recognize Dennis Quaid because I had seen Inner Space. So I was like, oh, that's the dude from Inner Space. And it took me forever to realize that the other guy was Louis Gossett Jr.
Your Mickey Mouse is a dumb, stupid fool.
Somebody says that we're echoing. Are we still echoing?
Yeah, I was hearing the echo. I don't know who that was coming from. That was coming from you.
Oh. Okie dokie.
I took my headphones off because I've had them on all day and my ears start to hurt after a while.
Oh, I don't blame you.
I have echo cancellation on, but it doesn't always do shit.
Right.
Can you guys hear me by any chance?
We can hear you, but you sound really low.
You
sound really low though to me.
Okay. Well, that's weird.
There you go. Maybe you're just closer to the mic now. I'm not sure.
I don't know. It's a normal standard.
You sound better now. It just for a moment sounded quiet.
Because your internet at your folks sucks, man.
I know. Welcome back, Runner.
No, I'm wearing this fucking like gaming headset that I've had for a long time, and this mic doesn't work. I'm using like the standard default mic and shit. So that's why. The internet's fine, actually.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the internet this time.
Maybe it was just something with the sound there for a minute.
Yeah, maybe.
Everything seems normal now, so
yeah,
that's all good.
Right. Brian Borth wants to know, Tom, how would you describe Louis Gossett Jr. as an actor? He got an Academy Award, but seems to be in a lot of low-budget movies.
He makes it work for him. He's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes actors, they win an Academy Award, but they don't really go much further, and they just kind of just take the jobs they like or that they can get. So it happens. Yes, Iron Eagle is awesome. I wish we could get some real good Blu-rays here in the US of that. But yeah, that is a great movie. I have not seen Enemy Mine in a long, long time. I remember seeing it as a kid and loving the movie. It's always been one of my sci-fi favorites from the 80s. Great story. Like you said, it's one of those classic, like, good guy American action hero gets stuck with the bad guys and they have to work together, and there's a kid involved, and I don't want to give too much away because for like Runner, they've never seen them. But it's a great pick there, Tom. Great pick.
Yes, I do recommend. Like I said, I especially think Runner 2, that is, might think it's a little slow.
Yeah, we'll see. Again, I like some slow stuff. There's some things that, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly was pretty slow, but I love that one.
All right, good. Fair enough.
Oh, okay.
Depends. Yeah.
All right. Well, any final words, Tom, before we move on?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, since we are getting into the Thanksgiving season, not technically that this is a Thanksgiving movie because it's not, but I did watch Addams Family Values right here, the second one. It's got
the Thanksgiving play in it.
Yes, that's why it's got the Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And it actually was released around Thanksgiving when it was released. So there you go. I did the 4K over there, but this has the 1 and 1 and 2, but not part 2 on 4K yet. But there you go. Watch Addams Family Values. Great movie. Have either of you runners seen it?
Yes.
I love the
Addams Family movies, man.
I've only seen the first Addams Family movie.
They play the Addams Family stuff on TV. They played that 1,000 times more than anything else. Was the Addams Family movies, especially the second one. So like that is like ingrained into my skull as something that's been on. I don't hate it though because sometimes when you see things repeatedly, you start to hate it after a bit sometimes. But no, I still freaking like it. So
yeah.
That's good. They make them watch. They force them watch Disney movies as a form of torture.
I know.
It's like yes, that's funny,
but it's Disney.
Like, yes, and that's what makes it funny
so
now.
Well now. I know
that's why it's perfect.
So much better now. Because they really would be. I mean, it's super tortured now, even worse than before.
Just like I don't remember exactly what they make them watch, but it's like, oh, it's just funny. They're like, we're gonna force you to sit in a cabin and watch nothing but Disney movies, and you'll become better. And it's like, oh no, that's the seeds. They knew ahead of time what.
See, that was pretty much my fucking like, I don't know, like my early childhood, because like my sister loved all that shit, and I had to watch it. had to watch like all those Disney fucking cartoons and all that.
Yeah.
It's funny. People call me Runner Junior sometimes, and I'm like, I'm older than Runner, but I mean, I am technically Runner too. So,
well, yeah, no, you're the new me. That isn't. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah, I was watching it. It's a great movie. I love the second movie. I think it is just as good as the first movie. The story is essentially this time around, Morticia and Gomez has had a baby. And Wednesday and Pugsley are a little jealous. They actually legitimately try to kill the baby.
Yes.
Multiple times in the movie.
But plot armor is that baby's superpower, so it can never die.
They chuck him off the roof of the house and everything.
Because it's Pubert.
Right.
I never understood the mechanics of Addams Family, but I never actually cared. I was like, I don't know. That's how it works, I guess.
They're creepy and they're kooky, mysterious and spooky. That's all you need to know.
It's one of those ones I never question for anything plot. I'm like, no, shut up. It's
I forgot almost all the implied murders that they do in the second movie.
Yeah, there's so many.
Oh well, the first one. Wednesday's trying to kill. I mean, Wednesday would have killed Pugsley like 10 times over by now.
Yeah, multiple times. But even with Uncle Fester's stripper, they bake her in the cake. Straight up murder. Even Gomez is that poor girl. Anyways,
I love the actors. Christopher Lloyd, who plays the dad.
That's Raul Julia.
Yeah,
I don't know what else he's in, but I like that guy.
Well, he died quite young, sadly.
Sadly.
His other big, he did a lot of dramatic work. This was his first kind of big commercial thing, and then he did Street Fighter, and after that, he passed away. Sadly. Yeah.
No, man, that sucks. Yeah, I mean, he
you can tell he's really sick during the making of Street Fighter.
Street Fighter, yeah. He fucking killed it in that movie, though.
He's the best, legitimately the best part of the movie. He has the best, coldest line in that movie.
He also has a lot of sympathy to him in a way. I don't know, some of the lines he has. I'm like,
he nails Gomez, right?
His
deliveries are so good. I really like him. He's a good guy.
John Ashton always played the character kind of like a big kid, but Raul Julia took that, but kind of twisted in a way that he's not only a big kid, but he's also sexy and debonair at the same time.
And
he balances it perfect.
And even though they're like a family of death, he's he's still cool. You'd want to hang around him. You'd go over to the.
Oh, he's a devoted dad. Exactly.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I remember a lot of people were like, "Well, I don't like Pubert because they just brought him in or whatever." It's like, well, if you actually knew anything about the Addams Family, Pubert was always part of the story. They just didn't bring him in on the TV show because they thought it was too risque for television back then. That's why.
Right.
Because the name Pubert.
I forget there were standards for
because he had a fucking mustache and shit.
Right.
Yeah, he's freaking.
He has your father's eyes. Take them out of his mouth.
He parties and gets drunk at the bachelor party too. The next morning, he's making him a hangover bottle, and he gives it to him and calls him Hair of the Pup. It's perfect. I love when he turns into the blonde hair and the rosy cheeks, and Gomez is he gives up on life. My son, he's like, that's it, I'm dead. He's like, it's over.
Yes,
I love it.
That's good. Even the scene where he and the wife dance or whatever. I don't remember why I like that scene so much, but I don't know, people's reactions to him and them, they're just pretty much.
These movies nailed it pretty well.
I don't
know. They nailed it. Yeah,
it's I've since I was a kid, I've seen them, and I've never not liked them.
And it's also the first time they took Thing out of the box too.
Yeah.
That was a big thing when that came. Well, thing pun intended. When that first one came out, was people were just kind of enthralled with how they made Thing look so real. Because he's just a mixture of so many different effects,
just like a guy laying down with the green sleeve and rolling on skates,
or being buried underneath something, or drilling a hole through something, or mechanical things in some scenes, and
It's funny how a hand can look like it is in its own way a living thing. I mean, that makes you think about with Alien how
they gave things so much more personality, right? They turned him from just a thing that popped. Because in the old series, a thing would just pop out of the box and he'd have the mail, or he'd have a note, or if somebody needed tissue or something like that. In this, they actually gave him a personality, right? He's
almost a character in the film.
Yeah, he is a character.
Had its own intentions, motivations, and stuff. Yeah.
Saves the day.
Yeah. Yeah, no, see,
he's
I
like
never
their
watched the
R2D2 if you think about it. I mean, he's just kind of like a dog or whatever, like that family pet kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I never watched the old Addams Family, so I never like had.
Oh, I think
of course we all love Cousin Ed, of course.
Yeah, because it is great. And then he has a child thing. What's it called? What they call it? What, right?
I think it's what. Yeah.
What? Yeah.
So would this be considered one of the best adaptations?
Yes,
from an older series.
Definitely.
And there was a bunch of them in that era. You had like the Beverly Hillbillies, you had the Brady Bunch, and none of them were all that bad, really. It wasn't until you started getting to like
and Brady Bunch.
Yeah, it wasn't until you started getting to like Starsky and Hutch and some of those other ones a little later. Those were kind of the ones where they started going, okay, this is kind of getting old and sad. Like,
can you believe I've seen Beverly Hillbillies, I've seen Brady Bunch.
Those two are really good. I really like the second Brady Bunch because it got the idea right. It's like, look, you cannot make the Bradys work in a modern day, but what you can do is turn them into a satire. Right. And that second film really nailed that to the point where if you're somebody who knows shit about the Bradys, like the whole thing with getting the two grown kids fucking and all that shit, like it's like if you know the true story behind the show, it's like that made us roll in the fucking aisles, man. We're like, I can't believe you went there. Like,
you know, they're not really our sisters.
Now I kind of want to rewatch them.
Marsha. So and they just managed to cast them perfectly too. Yeah,
I may be confused on how many because I've seen there was the reunion where they're like adults and stuff, and there was the movie.
Okay, we're talking about the actual.
Come on. They did the whole song, and
we're talking about the movies.
Like what they did in the 90s is they actually did a revamp where they recast it. Gary Cole plays the dad, Shelley Long plays the mom.
You're talking about for the show or for the movie?
These are the movies. They're called the Brady Bunch movie and a Very Brady sequel.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I've seen that too. That's the one where don't pick up the wire, you get electrocuted and stuff, right?
I think so.
Those ones. I've seen those too. Yeah, I remember those. And they have the whole sing along thing at the end of the stage and whatever. And
the Brady Bunch worked
because it falls out of the lady's dress. She's like got all school supplies up her skirt or something.
Well, the Brady Bunch worked mainly just because they did a reverse Addams Family is what they did, right? So instead of them being creepy and kooky, they're stuck in the 70s and they're stuck in this sunshine kind of state.
Oh, the contrast of attitude.
Yeah, so like that's where they did that right with the movie. To where in the old show, the Bradys just fit in, right?
They fit in with everybody else.
That wasn't even a part of the show. That's where the dynamic of the movie is a little bit different, and you can play with the whole idea of who the Bradys were. To where now I don't think they could do that the same way. And the Beverly Hillbillies just worked because they had a perfect cast and they just redid the Beverly Hillbillies story.
Yeah.
Like it's the straight up story.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I remember the movies so much better than I do the shows. Like only a few things stick out from the shows, like, Oh My Nose, of course. Something about paint in one episode. It's like stuck into vague things.
Well, that was where the movies did it right? Like they took the greatest hits of the episodes and they kind of did like the Naked Gun versions of them, basically.
Yeah, just like throw them in there.
I might have to rewatch these one of these days. It's been a long time since I used to watch them and stuff.
Beverly Hillbillies is one that's always ignored and got overly bashed when it came out. I
loved that one. Even though a lot of it was corny to me at times with some of the jokes, but I'm like, I don't know why it's still funny.
Dietrich Bader was, oh my God, like, because he was nobody perfect when that movie came out. And it was like, who is this guy? He's fucking hilarious. Like, like he's even funnier than the original Jethro.
Yeah.
I can be honest. I think they nailed the casting in that.
Clarice Leachman is some granny. Like, who the fuck else are you gonna have to play?
Right,
Granny?
That was great. She's great.
Like, I mean, she literally looks like she's the same woman from the TV show.
Exactly. And Jim Varney as Jad was obviously. I mean, it's one of his characters he did all the time on the Ernest stuff. So it's like, duh. And then the rest of the cast, you got Dabney Coleman. Well, that's duh. He looks like Mr. Drysdale and Lily Tomlin. Yeah, of course, perfect. All of it's just perfect across the board. And I thought, like, I can't believe people didn't like it so much. I was like, what happened to this? I don't know.
Well, I saw all the movies first, and then I saw some episodes of the shows. My dad really loves a lot of those things, and so I would watch.
If anything, in the Beverly Hillbillies movie, what's her face is probably the least of the cast.
The daughter.
Yeah, trying to think of her name now.
Erica Laniak.
I know, but her real name in the show, like the
yeah. What was her name? I can't think of her name.
It just blanked out on it. I had it in my brain, and then I just went, bleh. But anyway, yeah.
Sorry to make it go off topic for a second.
He wanted to say Lily, but it's not Lily. It's something else. It's
what was her name? Ellie Mae.
Ellie Mae. Yeah, I was gonna say something like that. I knew it had L's.
Ellie Mae. I can picture him, Jed saying it.
Yeah, she was probably the least of the cast in that bunch because they kind of cast her more like a weird, goofy kind of character, and you're like, no. Ellie is supposed to be like sexy, but a tomboy. Yeah.
Yeah, tomboy, and she can wrestle, and I feel like that's maybe because they didn't have enough time in the movie to give her enough.
Yeah, she gets the shaft as far as I mean, they do have a little bit for her to do, which is.
But I feel like for the movie, that's fine because there's so much other stuff going on with other characters and actors that can do it well. So,
well, I mean, if I remember right in the movie, they give her that bit about becoming a woman, like trying to train her how to actually act like a lady,
or ladylike and stuff.
Yeah, and stuff like that. So she gets her bits and pieces.
Well, she's in a way essential for the main plot because
that's that's the whole point that Jed wants to get married for, so he has a mother for for her.
Anyway, sorry, man. It's good anyway, when I know references you guys do for older things that
we went way off the beaten path.
Yeah, I know. We were talking about Adam Sandler with the Beverly Hillbillies.
You chat. I like a lot of these things. How's that for you? Am I balanced at all? Either.
But I love Addams Family Values. I think it is a great sequel.
The shit at the camp is like above and beyond anything in the first movie, right? Like that. I mean, you can take everything else out, and it's still better than the first movie just because of that bit. The shit where you've got, the Disney movie bit, which I think you brought up already, and the whole play and how she takes over at the end and just torches everything is hilarious. Which is funny because that's me totally woke today, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. But back then it was rebellious, right? Like that's the whole. It's like we already did this, kids, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
30 years ago in this case, actually.
I think you'd like it.
She smiles.
I think you'd love it.
And they're like, "I'm scared." She smiles when she's smiling. I remember as a kid thinking she was smoking hot. I'm like,
oh fuck yes, she was my first major crush.
Right?
Yes.
Doesn't matter. You'd like the movie Runner if you haven't seen it. You'd like it.
Oh, the second one is.
Adam Family's Value is better than the first one. Yeah, in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that I would say the worst part of the movie is probably Joan Cusack's storyline, but she's great. So like just the storyline is probably the least of the movie, but
the girl who wants the marriage and
it's like one of the most Adams of the Adams, and she's sort of just like
because here's my problem with it. This is my only problem with it is it kind of puts the family in the same. It's almost like a repeat of the first movie.
Yeah, that's why I was confused sometimes on which one is which because they play them on TV all the time. Like, this is the first one or the second one? I don't know.
Well, it's because he kicks them out of the house and all that shit, and it's just like them losing the house in the first movie again. Although it's like so. Why are you doing this again? Like,
I think they had some of the sequelitis a little bit with some.
A little bit. That's like the worst part of the movie. Other than that, the pubert stuff is fucking great. The camp stuff is great.
The turkey scene where they just like kill. It's almost implied that they killed some people during that scene.
Yes.
When they take over, they burn the camp. Oh,
and I mean, I love Joan Cusack, so she's still funny. It just that's the only thing is it's like if they'd have found a little bit something different kind of twist on that, maybe it would have worked better. But
yeah,
it's perfect. It's a good movie. But there you guys have it.
Yeah,
I don't know what other kind of roles I would like to see Raul Julia in.
I would have just loved to see one more proper Addams Family movie because unfortunately for the Brady Bunch films and the Addams Family films after that, after their first two theatrical films, they went straight to video and TV was garbage. Tim Curry was an okay Gomez, but
just
fucking what's her face from Splash was a horrible. Daryl Hannah was a horrible Morticia.
Oh man, yeah.
And then the Brady things, same thing. They recast all the kids and stuff.
Yeah, you could almost did the whole Wednesday thing with this cast and what's her name? 5 or 6 years ago, maybe.
That's my only gripe is how I haven't watched the show yet because I just didn't like the casting of Gomez and Morticia.
Yeah.
Love Jenna Ortega's Wednesday. She's a great idea. But why didn't you just get Christina Ricci to play Morticia for one?
Right. She's actually in the show as a teacher.
And Oscar Isaac would be a perfect Gomez or somebody like that.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you thinking? Like, I get it. Like, Luis Guzman kind of looks like the cartoon version of Gomez, sure, but it's it's creepy.
Yeah.
It's just weird and not like a creepy good way. Like,
yeah, it doesn't work.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it, but it's just,
you got to believe that Morticia would find him attractive in some way, and not in just some weird macabre way either. Just
yeah. All right. Well, let's go back to OG Runner. What's your second pick of the night, OG?
Wait, did you go, Greg?
Yeah, I just did Adam's
Family.
That's right.
Yeah, we're going in a weird diagonal.
I tend to do that sometimes, where I'll switch it up. Oh, you mentioned Brady Bunch, and then I went.
You should swap. You should swap Runner with Runner.
Yeah, how do you?
And then me with Runner too.
Are you saying for the order of the on?
Yeah, just so we're not. Yeah,
now you're making it more confusing. No, I got it mixed up. I for some reason thought that fucking Adam's Family was Rook.
Or wait, this is the right order now. Yeah,
that is the right order. Okay. Okay, go to my next pick. I finally fucking watched this movie. I've been wanting to see it for a long ass time.
Debbie Does Dallas.
This is the last time I'm coming back in this show, guys.
Is it Oppenheimer?
No.
Oh, I thought it would be a Nolan film. Oh, finally he watched her, and he even has the digibook. I'm impressed, sir, because I don't have the digibook.
Okay. The reason why I got this digibook, Tom, is because my friend took me to this one record store downtown Chicago. I've never been there. And it had a shit ton of DVD, Blu-rays, some 4Ks, but not a whole lot. And I was just like, fuck. I was like, my wallet, I'm gonna kill my fucking wallet after this. And I got Dirty Harry as one of them. I was like, oh,
you got lucky, didn't you, punk?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and this was the only digibook there, and I was like, mine.
That's nice. I didn't even know they did a digibook, actually.
Yeah.
I just got the 5-disc set or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, with all the movies.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I got the digibook. They didn't have any of the other movies in the Dirty Harry franchise, if you'd call it that. But I watched this a few weeks back. Fucking loved it. I thought it was fucking awesome.
Great movies.
This is my favorite Clint Eastwood movie of all the ones I've seen so far. I think it's fucking awesome. It is like damn near perfect.
Look at our boy Runner growing up.
It's because it is a perfect movie.
Yeah, it is. It's a perfect movie.
It's definitely. I'll definitely like. Yeah, I gotta rewatch it again because it'll probably come to me being like, yes, like this is a perfect movie. But like as of now, having seen it once, it's a damn near perfect movie. But I gotta rewatch it again because
did I fire 5 times or 6 times? I gotta tell you myself, in all the commotion, I kind of lost count. So you gotta ask yourself, do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
We need more.
I got to know, man. I got to know. Click.
We need another Dirty Harry. We need a like we talked about. We need a movie franchise to come along. Maybe not a franchise, but just one movie to come along to bring back that sort of hero. They want to call him like an anti-hero or whatever he is, but he's just somebody that's just fed up with the shit that's going on in the world today, like that, and just trying to make a difference.
The criminals got more rights than the victims do.
Yep, if that ain't true today. Oh man, but it is a good movie.
Yeah. Have you ever seen it, Runner 2?
Nope.
What?
I thought so.
I'm not surprised.
Do they actually bring that up in your film school anymore, Runner 1, or is that kind of
no,
too taboo?
They never brought it up, but I've heard
it's too taboo now. It changed. It changed America, motherfuckers.
Well, it's like I saw The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly at my college course. The only class they had for cinema. They literally only one class, not anymore after that.
My 2-year college had that too, but once I transferred, like I go to like an actual art school now, and their film program is like fucking huge.
You guys gotta understand, this movie and Death Wish at that time coming out would be the equivalent if you had a movie about a cop and a regular guy just going out and just wiping out a bunch of Antifa and BLM people and shit. Like that's damn near the equivalent of what, because that's the way the critics reacted to it. They fucking hated this movie and they fucking hated Death Wish. But guess what? Middle America fucking loved these movies. They made bank. Like Dirty Harry, the sky was the fucking limit. They made 5 of those fucking movies for that very fucking reason.
5 Death Wish movies too.
What was that, Runner 2?
Wasn't there a bunch of Death Wish movies too?
Oh yeah, the 5 of those or 4 of those or whatever. Yeah, 5.
I've only seen the first 2 Death Wishes though.
I saw the remake and I'm like, it's okay. But then I heard there's like it's based on another franchise. I'm like,
the remake is
the original Death Wish is so much better. Death Wish 2 is almost as good as the first one.
I like the second one more than the first.
In some ways, it might even be. But Death Wish 3 and 4 are completely different fucking animals. Like if you want to see Guernsey blow somebody up with a fucking bazooka, that's the movie for you. And like literally, like they let him loose. Like that's one of the lines in the movie. He's like, "You're letting me loose." Like, yeah, go do what you do best. It's like, okay, but it's gonna get messy. Because like this cop who's like just in this fucking, he can't get nothing done and everything. He's just like, Courtesy's here. Fuck it, I'm gonna fucking have him kill all these bad guys for me. And then you got the Crackdown, which is part 4, which is more of the same. Then part 5 came out like years later, and it's not as quite as good. It's all right, but
yeah,
you learn one thing real quick: you don't want to be friends with Paul Kersey. You don't want to fall in love with Paul Kersey. You don't want to piss Paul Kersey off, because any one of those 3 things will instantly kill you. And if you even probably come within his vicinity, the chances of you dying go up astronomically.
Yeah. This is Justin Proper here says, when I met Martin Cove, he said my shirt reminded him of Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. He loves Westerns.
Can you explain that, Proper?
He wrote on my photo, "No mercy to Clint Eastwood, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly."
How did it remind him of the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
I don't know.
Because Clint Eastwood's in the Good and Badly Ugly, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
And Rookie brought it up.
I know that, but like, no, it's just the comment he said. His shirt reminded him of the Good, the Bad. I know why he said it, but I'm wondering how Martin Cove, if he even knows why it reminded him.
Probably because it's the way the shirt looked like a shirt from The Good and Bad and Ugly. So
maybe
it was the design on the shirt or something.
Maybe it was.
That would be an interesting design if possible. Yeah,
I think Bryant Barth just wants me to do some impressions.
John Wayne
impressions.
Like, I don't think John Wayne would have worked as Dirty Harry.
You gotta ask yourself, do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Yeah, no.
Marlon Brando. I don't know.
Yeah, Marlon Brando.
I used the gun a lot. I shot it quite a few times. I don't know. I lost the count. I don't know if it was 6 or 5. Could have been 4. Could have been 4.
That is a great freaking Brando.
see, I would have taken Brando over.
No. Here's the problem. You see, my friend, I gotta see if there's any left. Are you feeling lucky if I try? Because it might kill you.
See, I would have taken Brando over John Wayne easily, just if you wanted to make Dirty Harry a comedy.
Steve McQueen, I don't know if I could do a Steve McQueen. Let's see here.
Steve McQueen might be.
See, Steve McQueen might have actually worked. See, that's the problem.
Say McQueen and
that would have been.
Yeah,
either of those two would have been good. Either way,
The problem is McQueen would have never done it because he was such a fucking hippie. Like he would have. That's the whole thing with Bullet. He didn't even want to make Bullet because he's like, I don't want to play a cop. Oh, he's like, all my friends hate cops. So he's like, all right, I'll do it if I can play the cop like he's a hippie, cool cop, like, you know, all this other shit. So it was the undershirt is what he said. Okay.
It's funny. I picked up Bullet on Blu-ray the same day I picked up Dirty Harry, but I still haven't watched that yet. I need to watch it. But I picked that up because I want to see it because it's on. Tarantino talks about that in his book.
Well, and that's also, he talks a lot about Dirty Harry and how that and Death Wish basically.
Yeah, that too.
And then Dirty Harry 2 was like a comment on the other side of it, which is kind of weird. And there's a great documentary on that disc too, which is like you watch it and you're like, holy shit, this stuff is so far ahead of its time because it's a lot of the stuff we're dealing with now, right? especially with the police brutality aspect of it, and where Dirty Harry in the second one, it's, you know, it takes it and flips it on its head, right? So it's, all the films are good, but the first two are probably the best, and then 3, 4, and 5 are pretty good.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Excellent. Perfect. I think we just showed Justin the wrong way.
I'm like Jones. God damn it! Stop that.
Here's you more. What about Frank Sinatra?
Jones, Monsignor Larville Jones, Doctor Monsignor Larville Jones.
Go ahead, Runner.
I was just gonna say, speaking of Frank Sinatra,
he almost played Dirty here, yeah.
You know, some people thought I was Frank Sinatra for my Halloween costume.
I got this gun here. I shot it about 4, 5, 6 times. I don't know. You're feeling lucky. I might try again. That's the best Sinatra I can do. There.
Best Sinatra, yeah.
Sounds like Owen Wilson. Wow.
Wow.
I got a gun here. It's big. It's a 44 Magnum. It's the most powerful gun known to man.
All right,
I shot it at you. Oh my god.
Wow.
Wow.
Any final words there, Runner, for Dirty Harry?
What about the killer in that, man?
Yeah. I think we lost him. He's gone.
Me?
I think we lost him. Yeah, you.
Oh, sorry.
I know you're talking to me, of course.
I phased out for a minute. I'm so sorry.
I could tell we were saying Runner.
Yeah, what was the question?
The killer in that, because that's like completely against every role he's ever played prior and since that role. And he didn't even want to take the role to begin with, the guy who plays the bad guy in it.
Oh, in Dirty Harry? I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's a scorpion killer or whatever. Yeah, and it's based on the Zodiac killer, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I did not know that. I didn't.
The bus scene is the best, though, man. I mean, come on.
When the bus scene is
hijacks a whole fucking bus full of kids and shit, man. Dirty Harry standing on the fucking bridge. He's like, back. Like, I'm gonna get him.
Yeah, now that you're saying that, it's like because I have the digibook, I can just like go through all this shit. Like it like gives out the cast.
He's like,
Andrew Robertson, that's his name.
Digibook. Yeah. He's showing it off to you, Tom. The digibook.
I know. I'm impressed. I like it. I wish I had it, but I'm just holding out for a 4K. I'm fingers crossed.
Hopefully.
They gotta have a 4K for this. Like, there's no fucking way.
I can't believe they didn't for the 100th anniversary, but yeah.
Right.
I only got the digibook because it has all this information and shit. I love it. I love it when physical media has all that type of stuff in it.
The only sad part is I don't think you can get Deadpool outside of that box set. I could be wrong, but
yeah, isn't there one like with 4 of them that you can only get?
Yeah, you can get either just the 4 or you can get 2 and 3, or 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 together, but I don't think you can get the Deadpool by itself. I could be wrong, but last time I checked.
All right. Well, Runner, if you're done, we'll go to Runner 2. Rook, if you're ready.
And the Deadpool's a cool one because that one has Liam Neeson in it and Jim Carrey.
Yep.
I think Deadpool also has the voice of Mario in it.
It might.
No, I'm pretty sure because I was with my buddy at Fan Expo Chicago, and he talked a little bit about his experience being in the last Dirty Harry movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was funny. I know Greg knows him, Nerdporial Lifeform.
Yeah.
That's who I was hanging out with, and we met Charles Martinet. That's the voice of Mario, and he asked him because he knew he was in Deadpool, and he was in it for like a small part, and apparently he said that he was excited to be in it because he was hoping to meet Clint Eastwood. Sadly enough, Clint Eastwood took the day off the day he was shooting.
No. That was
so like, yeah, it's like after hearing that, I'm just like, oh fuck, like that sucks.
That sucks.
I mean, it's so weird. It's like recently having been, it's a long ass story for my personal stuff recently, but like having been in a few productions recently, I can understand the pain.
All right, let's move on to Rookie. What do you got?
The new me. What's going on?
The new you.
Oh yeah, the new you. For sure. So, after I watched The Trading Places, that was all I got to. I just watched that last night. So, picking up an older one to watch. Guys, recommend something else you guys want me to watch for next week. But in the meantime, I selected Happy Gilmore.
I like that one.
Since I've seen it, but classic, ingrained in my head kind of stuff.
You eat shit for breakfast?
Oh yeah.
All in the hips. It's all in the hips.
Oh, in the hips.
I mean, you guys are already doing it. There's so many classics in this. You're gonna die, clown. I freaking love this movie. It's such a ridiculous premise. Adam Sandler movies are always 50-50 for me. From the ones I've seen, he either pisses me off or I fucking love him. It's never anything in between.
Sounds like Adam Sandler.
Yeah,
Little Nicky is kind of my cutoff. After Little Nicky, it's very much miss more than hit.
Yeah.
I guess there's still ones I haven't seen. I haven't seen 50 First Dates, and everybody recommends I see
That's like one of his only other good ones after Little Nicky. Yeah,
I do like that.
Some people say I should see Uncut Gems. Is he in that one, or am I thinking?
Yes, I've seen it. I like that one. Uncut Gems.
Need to see that one.
That's a great movie.
So it seems like he's got a range. Even Click, from what I remember, I hated Click. But okay, we're not talking about that. Okay,
I'm not a big fan of Click.
I mean, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the one movie I can think of at the top of my head that really showed Adam Sandler more range and it had more to do with the script. It's a comedy, but it's different. We mentioned it earlier because it's coming out in 4K in a Columbia box set. Punch Drunk Love. I actually like that movie.
Didn't care for that one as much. I'd say his better film is probably The Wedding Singer.
I haven't seen those ones.
I haven't seen
that is one I think that highlights most of his talents the best, to be honest with you. But that's just me.
I mean, what was it? Punch Drunk Love, I only watched that because over the summer I started watching some of Paul Thomas Anderson's stuff.
See, and that may be why I don't like it, because I don't like Paul Thomas Anderson. But the other problem is
I like Paul Thomas Anderson.
Is everybody's like, he's such a great actor, and I'm like, all he does is fucking scream. How is that acting? He just doing the Adam Sandler scream through the whole fucking movie. It's okay, that's acting now. Okay, he's been doing that for the rest of his movies too. I don't know how that's any different, but
see, I feel like he doesn't do a whole lot of that.
Maybe not. That's just all I remember from the movie is him screaming a lot. It's been 30 years since I've seen her. 20
see,
years
that's the movie. I felt like he didn't do that a whole lot. He's done it, obviously in the movie, but he doesn't do it a whole lot. If that makes sense.
Okay, I got to call Justin out for 2 seconds. Funny People was half of a good movie. Half of a good movie. Then the other half is what the fuck are we doing here?
I haven't seen that one either. Yeah, there's a lot of his films I haven't seen. Apparently,
I liked The Water Boy. That was
Water Boy is good.
I saw that last year. Yeah. That was funnier than I thought it would be.
Happy Gilmore.
Billy Madison's a classic.
Madison's good.
Yeah.
As long as Yardie,
I tried watching Billy Madison. I need to watch the rest of it.
That one's kind of tough to get through because he does talk.
Yeah, he does a lot of
that gets a little grating on me, but it's more. There's enough of the full movie and Chris Farley's, that's correct. Funny.
Well, when he did that movie, we hadn't been played out on Sandler yet either. That's the other thing. When he did that movie, that was his shtick, and that was okay, that's what we went to see.
Right. Yeah.
But I liked Uncut Gems because it really does show it. Well, that's not really much of a comedy; it's more of a drama. But I really liked Uncut Gems.
Yeah,
that's one I think you should watch. I'm more curious what Rookie thinks about that.
Let's get what you got with the Happy Gilmore.
Yeah,
of course. Wait, Happy Gilmore. I mean, a simple little story guy just wants to play some hockey and sucks at it, and it turns out can hit a golf ball pretty good, and then tries to make money with doing that. And then he has more motivation when his grandma's house is going to be sold out because she didn't have any money. And then that's what the whole movie's premise is pretty much based on.
What about Chubbs?
Yep, Chubbs, of course. I love that.
I need to say something about a certain part in the movie about the Chubbs character. Great character. Okay. I love Carl Weathers. Fucking awesome, right? Yeah. You know the part where he like dies and shit from the house?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. I laughed my ass off when he got scared by the alligator. But like it cuts to his funeral and it's like, oh fuck.
He falls right out the window.
like he falls off the window and I'm like
seconds later he shakes his wooden hand and is like trying to break it. It's like, wait, this is a kind of funny.
No, but I'm laughing my ass off when he jumps off the window and I'm like, I didn't think he'd die, and then like literally it cuts to his funeral. And it's
I love how you hardly hear his body, you just hear his wooden hand.
I just can't like laugh at it anymore. It's like it's sad now. Like what the fuck? Like I'm like, ah, damn it.
Sandler movies can do that sometimes, which is weird. Like it's so goofy and dumb, but then there's like a moment where you go, "Wait a second, my heart. What are you doing?" You go, okay, I gotcha. Or when he sees the alligator, you're the one, one eye. You're the one that took his hand. It's like it gets this little revenge on the alligator. Just like, what is this vendetta?
I really want you to watch Uncut Gems now. Now that you're like saying like this is a typical Adam Sandler type thing, like
I'm saying from what I've seen. I mean, I've probably seen 10 of his movies, probably.
I know, but like I'm just saying, like I'm curious what you would think about that movie in particular because it's such a transformation. It's one of those movies where like you take an actor who's known for like their comedy and stuff.
People tell me Jim Carrey's in like a drama. Well, I'm like, I don't believe you.
Oh yeah,
no, he has. I mean.
You've watched The Truman Show? Watch number 23?
Well, yeah, I've seen Truman Show. That's what I'm saying. Truman Show, you get to.
Well, The Truman Show
is. Watch Man in the Moon.
In terms, what's that one movie that he was in with Kate Winslet? I forget what it's called. Eternal
Sunshine of the Spotless.
That's called? Like Spotless Mind or something.
Yeah, Spotless Mind. Yeah.
That's the one movie I could think of where like that's like an actual drama that Jim Carrey starred in. That actually shows like his actual like drama acting instead of his comedy. Like because like the thing with the Truman Show is like that showed more of his comedy in that, to be fair.
He's pretty much a straight man in that.
He's I was gonna say he's more of the straight man in the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't love Eternal Sunshine. It wasn't like amazing, but like I thought like Jim Carrey, just seeing some range from him in that was interesting. Kind of like Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems.
Right. Yeah. I figure that's why.
You're an Uncut Gems, man.
No, but like I'm not recommending it so much to Tom and Greg as much as Rook. Like I want Rook to watch it. I'm curious.
I'll check out more of his films at some point anyway.
Just watch Jack and Jill. Just watch Jack and Jill. Adam Sandler.
I
don't know if you can make me watch that.
I don't think you could make me watch it because I haven't.
I don't know. I kind of think about things like that sometimes. I'm like, you know what? It'd be funny to maybe watch a really bad movie, but that's time I could be watching it.
The only time. No, I'm not gonna say it.
No, it's all good. But it's like Happy Gilmore has some funny bits too, especially with me working at Subway all the time.
With the Subway,
good cold cut combo. I eat 3 every day to help keep me strong.
I was just gonna say you have to like really get me. You gotta really convince me or really get me to watch a movie like Jack and Jill a certain way. Like what Proper just said. I refuse to watch Jack and Jill, but if you can get me to see that in some way possible, I might watch it. Even though, it looks and sounds so bad. I've heard everyone like. I don't think I've seen anyone say that they liked it or anything.
All you gotta do is get Runner drunk, buy him dinner, and call him pretty. He'll watch Jack and Jill for you.
Mm-hmm.
see, I didn't want to say that, but I'm maybe. I didn't want to say that live, but because
the only thing funny about Jack and Jill is the joke that it's playing on the audience,
right?
Mm-hmm. That it's literally taking up time of their lives.
I was just gonna say,
well, and I mean, when I saw the first trailer for that, I thought it was fake. Speaking of funny people, because there's a bunch of fake trailers and funny people for Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah.
For his character in the movie that are really pretty much like his real movies. And I thought it was an outtake from that. Because like they put zero effort into making him look like a real woman, right? Like it's like you just threw a wig on him and some fucking lipstick. This is worse than a Saturday Night Live skit.
It was bad.
You didn't do anything. At least Eddie Murphy would have had been in 10 pounds of makeup and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this is not even an effort here at all. It's like this is a joke on the audience. It's like, what the fuck? Adam Sandler is playing his own sister. That's the joke.
And bad too. Bart, I didn't like Punch Drunk Love. I'm sorry, I can't say it's a deconstruction.
I cannot stand Paul Anderson. He's one of the fucking most pretentious filmmakers in the fucking world. I barely like Boogie Nights.
I liked Boogie Nights.
That's probably one of those only ones I can fucking stand. I fucking hate Magnolia. Pissed me off so fucking bad.
That was
frogs.
That was okay.
Okay,
that movie
wasted 3 hours for it to rain frogs.
I didn't hate it.
Oh,
can you explain it to me, motherfucker? Because I don't understand it.
Listen, I saw the raining frogs part was dumb. I'm not gonna go as far as to say I fucking hate it. I'm gonna be.
Well, there's just nothing else in it that I can really like point to and go, okay, like it was resolved.
Have you seen There Will Be Blood? That was pretty good.
Not yet, but that's probably one of the only ones that I think I could possibly like. But
yeah, because like that was fucking good.
It's just not one I'm going out of my way to see, though.
I know, and I liked Punch Drunk Love. Magnolia is my least favorite Paul Thomas Anderson film that I've seen. I'll be straight with you, but I'm not gonna go off and say that I fucking hated it. For the most, there are aspects of
Kevin Smith hated it so much that he did a commentary on the DVD of it. Like Paul Anderson let him do a commentary.
No shit.
Yeah,
but
I guess they're like semi friends or whatever. But yeah,
but like those are like the only things I've like. Those are the only 4 films of his I've seen were like his earlier shit: Boogie Nights, Magnolia, Punch Drunk Love, and There Will Be Blood. I still need to see his other stuff. But yeah, I still need to watch The Master. I heard that was pretty good. I think.
Rookies down here like I brought in Happy Gilmore. Now we're talking about Paul Thomas Anderson.
Well, that's because Adam Sandler was in a Paul Thomas Anderson film.
Anything you want to say about Happy Gilmore, Rook, before you go to Tom?
It's classic, hilarious. As far as the ones I've seen from him, one of his best. But I'll see more to see if it's still, is in the top rankings. If anything else surpasses these, yeah, I think my favorites from what I've seen is like Happy Gilmore, Longest Yard, Billy Madison, and Waterboy's probably up there too.
You need to watch the original Longest Yard and see if you like that one too.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I haven't seen the remake, but I like the original. The original is really good.
I might check that out one of these days too. And I knew there's original. Everybody made well. I mean, the way that they introduced that one character, was,
you can get the 4K.
I was catching on to what cameos are, and I was like, wait a minute, is the reason why that guy is like? There's like the suns on him for some reason. Oh, he played in the OG movie.
He's the original quarterback.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to Tom. What's your next pick of the night, Tom?
What am I going to go with next here? Okay, let's do this one since I just brought it up. I watched Oppenheimer.
Oh fuck, that was one of my picks.
Well then, bring it out, my friend, because yeah. I don't know why you're freaking out. This is like a typical thing we do. Haha, I got the I actually don't like this cover, to be honest. It's not a steelbook.
Oh, what is that?
It's the Icon edition. Yeah.
I don't like the sleeve things.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of that either.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was what it was going to be.
I
missed out on the steelbook.
But I like this. I like the standard cover, honestly. I think it's cool.
But I gotta say, this is one of Nolan's best films. I was actually very impressed by it.
I think it's one of his best too. I agree.
Very well done. The acting is superb.
I'm actually surprised you liked it more than you did.
You ought to see Rudder's face right now. Look at Rudder's face because he's like.
The only thing I didn't like was the fucking score, and it's not even Zimmerman, right? And it's not that I don't like the score. It's just that it's overbearing. I had to turn up my center channel just so I could fucking hear anything because I swear, Nolan does not know how to mix a sound mix. At this point, I'm convinced. Motherfucker is like...
That's like the biggest complaint I've heard about Nolan.
Completely out of his fucking gourd when it comes to mixing audio. Or whoever he hires, he needs to hire somebody else. One of the two. And then there's other times where the score is in the movie where it's just like unnecessary. It's like, why is there score playing right now? Like,
right.
At least it's not a Zimmerman score to where it's all just like the whole fucking thing. I mean, it's an actual score because it's not Zimmerman. Like I said,
it's
got
Ludwig Göransson is his
that
name.
guy. Yeah, he did his last movie in this one, but I couldn't even get through Tenet, so I was like, "Fuck that."
No,
I was really impressed by this.
His score in this is better than Tenet, like way.
Well, in Tenet, I just couldn't. It was just an unwatchable film. Like I got about part of the way into it. I'm like, I don't care about any of these characters. I just don't. I'm not invested in it whatsoever. It was the opposite with this. I actually gave a shit about these characters. So
no, I agree. Like the characters in this, it's like, okay, I don't mean to scare you when I say this. I saw this movie 3 times in the theater. And I can
see that. I want to go back and watch it again. It's just I don't have the 3 hours to set aside to do that.
And I'm not honestly, Tom. I gotta admit, I'm actually surprised you liked this more than more than you thought. Because I'm like, it's weird because it's like having seen it 3 times. It's like I disagree with you on the music. I think the music's brilliant. I've listened.
Did I say Zimmerman? I meant Zimmer. I had a fucking music teacher named Mr. Zimmerman in school. I apologize for that.
No, but I really like the score. I think it's like one of the best parts of the movie, in my opinion.
I don't hate the score. It's just improper. It's improper in some places.
That's
like just dialogue scenes and certain things. It's like, why do you have a score playing here?
That is the biggest complaint I've ever heard about Nolan. I've always heard everybody praise, and I like Nolan, but I've always heard that Nolan does not know how to do a sound mix.
See,
or whoever he gets for it.
See, but like those who complain about that, I feel like he does it. Like I feel like he got it right, or at least better in this.
Oh, this is better than Tenet. I will say that.
Yeah,
like I was able to just turn up my center channel. I could hear things. My problem is just it's out of place, right? Like it's just you normally like when you do a score in a film, you don't underscore dialogue scenes usually.
See, but I can hear the dialogue just fine in this.
But that's not the point. It's like.
That's what it sounds like you're saying, at least.
No, the point is you don't do that unless it's a specific scene like the Independence Day speech where the music swells. But if you notice, the music doesn't come in huge and big until he's done with his speech, right? Like that's the whole thing, is especially when you have a dialogue scene between two characters, unless it's like you're trying to make the pace feel quicker. Sometimes you do like a underneath it, but even then it's like unless they're moving, it doesn't feel right. Like in a dialogue scene, you should never have score unless it's meant to be there for a good fucking reason. And in this case, you've got just score happening, and it's like it doesn't really even fit the scene. It's just kind of like just score happening, and it's like, why is the music still playing? It should have ended. Like if you're doing a montage or a travel scene or a scene where there's not a whole lot of dialogue, that's a different story. Or if you're trying to set the mood of a scene, leaving a scene, that's different. You don't want to sit there and drown out your dialogue and fucking music. It's just it takes you out of the scene. It doesn't make it feel more dramatic. To me, it's just a poorly placed. I don't know who gave him this idea or where he learned this from, but he has no sense, because it's the director's choice of where the score comes in and goes, right? Like the composer can write a score for each and every second of the film, but the director chooses when the score comes in and out, right? So that's usually when they work with the composer and go, I want this for this kind of a scene, I want this kind of a music for this scene, I don't want any music here, and stuff like that. Like they'll specify what they want with it. So I put a lot of the blame on Nolan. And see, Tornado T said it made him laugh. See, that's what I'm saying. It takes you out of the mood of the scene, what you're supposed to be getting out of it.
I hear you. I have not yet seen Oppenheimer yet, but
I love the film. It is definitely my top 5 films of the year.
Nice.
I'm just gonna say it's my number 1 of the year.
Nah, to me, Tetris and Air were still better.
I loved Air.
Even Equalizer 3 was better than this yet, but yeah.
See, I was disappointed with Equalizer 3. I wanted to love it.
I thought it was a step up from 2.
See, it's my least favorite. I was disappointed as hell when I saw it. I was fucking sad.
That's strange.
I mean,
everybody else I talked to liked it, but yeah.
No, I saw it opening night, Equalizer 3. I was fucking disappointed. I mean, Denzel's great. I'm willing to rewatch it because of him, and maybe I'll like it more, but I don't know. I didn't understand why people loved it as much as they did. I liked Oppenheimer. That's my favorite movie of the year.
I've heard good things about it. I've been meaning to get to it. I have to find 3 hours.
And it's not a cheap Blu-ray either, because no one jacks up the price.
Yeah,
keep that
it's
in mind.
pretty expensive.
I was willing to get this because I was excited to check out the special features, which I did, about like the behind the scenes stuff. Because, and speaking of Nolan, him coming out there talking about physical media, it was kind of like, yeah, I'll buy this even for $30 fucking.
I did love what he said, but I also loved what Guillermo del Toro said too about physical media.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I really loved that. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that was great too. Because was it Criterion's releasing Pinocchio as well? And
are they?
I get. Oh, did you not know that?
No, but I haven't seen that movie. So.
No, it was a good movie. His Pinocchio movie that came out on Netflix, but no, it's getting a 4K release from Criterion.
Nice. Well, they did do.
I guarantee you, he probably pushed that to happen because of his passion
he has that power.
Media.
Snow Dub Raid apparently. So what's up, Killer Shell? Yeah, what's up?
All right.
I have not yet seen it, Brian Barth. It's something I've been meaning to see. I don't get to the theater a lot, and that sucks for me. So
especially a 3-hour movie.
I mean,
3-hour movie.
I saw it 3 times in the theater. So
you ain't got no kids, motherfucker.
I know. No, but the reason why I saw
it's hard to find 3 hours to yourself.
No, but I'm gonna explain why I saw it 3 times in the theater. One, I saw it with my dad opening night, and we were on vacation, and there were no IMAX screens nearby, so I had to see it on a standard screen when everyone else had fun seeing Barbie. I guess I don't know. I saw it on a standard screen, and I was like, first time seeing it, I didn't love it. I'll be honest. I was like, because the one problem I did have, or not so much a problem, it's more so like I need to rewatch the movie, is like there was so much fucking dialogue the first time I saw the movie, especially in a theater. But maybe that was because it was a standard screen or whatnot. I was like, I really need to watch this again because I can't I don't know. It's hard for me to process what was going on, if that makes sense. I'm like, the acting's great, and there's filmmaking techniques in it that I really liked. And then I woke up the next day and I just kept thinking about the movie, and I'm like, fuck. This movie's a lot better the more I think about it, and I think that's what Nolan was sort of going for. And I think he accomplished that well. And then we get to town, and my mom wanted to see the movie, so I was like, can we watch it on IMAX? I was like, yeah, let's watch it on IMAX. And then we watched it on IMAX. I couldn't see it on 70 millimeter IMAX, sadly, because my state isn't showing any of those, which sucks ass. But I saw it on IMAX, and I was like, yeah, it was way better rewatching it, especially on IMAX. And then there were some theaters near me that I found out were showing it in 70 millimeter, normal 70 millimeter. And I was just curious what it was like in 70 millimeter. So I watched a third time then. And I'll admit, it's really cool to look at because, nowadays, the shit that, it's being projected in digital, obviously. You're not watching a film in real, in real film,
Yeah.
But it was actually really cool watching. It's weird calling this a modern day movie. It doesn't feel like that at times, but yeah, but it's not really IMAX though. It's not that. Having seen it on 70 millimeter, it's not, because there's a difference. It wasn't really IMAX, if that makes sense. I don't know. At least that's not the feel I got from it anyway.
I still need to
traditional real IMAX is 70 millimeter.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I didn't get that feel when I saw it in normal 70 millimeter though. But that's just me.
Well, was it cropped off in 235 though? That's probably why.
No, because it was cropped off. That's why. Because when I watched this 4K, it's like you could see some of the IMAX ratios and shit, which was great.
Which I will say this: look, if you're gonna do a movie with an IMAX ratio, just do it in 1.85 and get it over with. I'm so sick of movies bouncing between. It gets distracting.
I know.
Just fucking do the whole thing.
No, I agree.
Big
I mean, because that or open up the mat of the other stuff too. Because that's what don't.
I mean, the Tron Legacy Blu-ray had that problem too.
It just gets to a point sometimes where you just like just do the whole thing. Because I think even they finally did that with the last Mission Impossible, where they're finally just like, you know what, the whole movie isn't shot in IMAX. Like,
yeah.
Because really all it is you're shooting your movie in 1.85. Let's be real. It's just shooting it out in straight regular. It just happens to be, now that it's digital, it doesn't fucking matter. Because back then the only difference is for IMAX, they would have to do a 70 millimeter version, which means it would have to either been shot in 70 millimeter to begin with, which only would generally happen for IMAX specials, or they would blow it up from the 35 millimeter, which was 9 times out of 10 what would happen. The only directors who have shot in 70 millimeter in the last few years have been Tarantino and Nolan. And that is, and I don't even think Tarantino used 70 millimeter for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think he used just regular 35. I got to check on that.
Didn't he use it? I know he used it for The Hateful Eight. What other movies?
He did for Hateful Eight, but I'm not sure on Once Upon a Time. I've got to check on that.
Were there any other movies he shot in 70 millimeter, or just Hateful Eight?
Not that I know of. Just either the last two or just Hateful Eight. Okay. Because the other ones were just shot 35 mil. A lot of times they would never shoot anything in 70 millimeter after like the 50s and 60s. The only time they would use 70 or 65 millimeter was just for special effects shots, so that by the time you get to the final version, it doesn't look so diluted. So you kind of got a lot better resolution. But like, not since like Lawrence of Arabia and stuff like that have shit been shot in like 70 millimeter on average. Right. Like it's very few films have.
I get you.
Yeah.
No, I can recommend it. It's a great presentation on Blu-ray. The only other thing, I guess I found out why, because I'm like, why the hell doesn't this have a DTS-X or a Dolby Atmos remix or sound mix? Because you'd think that would be perfect for it. It just has a Dolby Digital or a DTS 5.1 mix, which I know to most people they don't really matter.
Nolan doesn't like Atmos. That's why.
Well, that's possibly one of the reasons. The other reason I heard is that true IMAX theaters don't have Dolby Atmos. That's why. And I remembered, because DTS was created mainly for use in like IMAX and other digital theaters like that, digital sound theaters.
Okay.
Like Dolby Cinema and all that, because that's its own sort of thing.
Yeah, no, but I somebody had told me that IMAX, the original true IMAXs, only have 5.1 surround sound. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
they never upgraded or whatever.
It's funny you're saying that because like I've only ever seen like one movie on Dolby Cinema, and it was actually very recent. I saw The Creator.
Why do I swear that Tenet had a Dolby Atmos mix? Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know.
I might not have been paying attention at that time.
Yeah, because I've heard Nolan doesn't like Atmos.
That could be. He has more control over a 5.1 mix. But if that's the case, then you got to do a sound mix for the home video. Because that's the other thing. It even sounds like he has the problem in theaters because people bitch about it in theaters, but it was always been known you can't use the same sound mix in theaters for home video. You got to tweak it a little bit because otherwise you're going to be overbeared with bass and all the blaring music and shit. Right. Because it's EQ'd and leveled differently for a theater than a home theater is leveled. So
here you go. What's up with the True HD audio track?
That's the weird thing, is that it says on the end of the film that it's in Dolby True HD, but there is no Dolby True HD track. It's just DTS 5.1. Or is it Dolby True HD? Let me look here. You're right. It might be true. No, it says DTS. It's DTS. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe in streaming it's Dolby True HD maybe, but yeah.
Right.
But yeah, that's the other thing that's weird is it doesn't say anything about DTS at the end of the film. All it says is Dolby True HD 5.1 or whatever. And then 7.1 in some theaters. And I'm like, well, they didn't give you a 7.1. That's the one that had a 7.1 mix. I'm like, why didn't they give it a 7.1 mix on the disc then? That makes no fucking sense.
Maybe the Tenet 4K has both DTS and Dolby. So
that's what I thought, because I don't remember. Yeah, because I remember going in to choose on this one. I'm like, why don't I have a choice between anything else?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, Universal, it could be just because of Universal. I don't think Universal does very much Dolby Atmos because they actually own a part of DTS. But they have DTS X, which is the equivalent of Dolby Atmos, which that's the thing. And Nolan might not like it because it's object based and it depends on your home theater setup. And yeah, he has more control probably over the 5.1 mix. But again, mix down the music a little bit, buddy. That's all you got to do.
I don't know. I didn't have a problem with it. I liked the music. I mean, it's because I was listening to it more. Well,
and it's also overpowering too. That's the other problem. Like I said, I had to crank up my center channel just so I could hear the voices.
See, I didn't have that problem at all.
You're probably listening to it on headphones and watching it on your fucking.
Well, no, I saw it. I saw it I saw it 3 times in the theater.
Yeah,
I heard the dialogue fine. I thought Nolan got.
Well, then it's mixed for theater track, and it's not. He didn't down mix it for home theater. That's why.
Okay, and then I watched it on my 4K TV yesterday, and I thought it was still fine.
Runner has young ears. Tom has old ears.
Well, if I would say maybe you're right, but I'm not the only one who gripes about this shit. Like Red Letter Media even did a video making.
I'm going to say, I've heard a lot of people complain about Nolan's sound mixes. Everybody loves Nolan, but I've heard a lot of people complain about his sound.
I thought Tenet sounded fine. I don't know.
See,
Tenet sucks. I didn't even finish it, so.
Oh really? Oh, you tried watching it?
It sucks.
All I got to was the part where they're talking about getting a divorce, and I'm like, I don't care about these people. Fuck this, and I shut it off.
It's one of his weakest films. I don't hate it, but it's not. It
he just gave me nothing to attach myself to. At least with like for instance, Inception. You can follow the Ellen Page character through that movie, right? There's no character like that in Tenet for you to follow. There's nobody that you.
No, I agree. I agree. That's that problem.
And this movie is a completely different fucking animal, right? Like, this is more along the lines of like, I'm imagining, I haven't seen it yet, but The Prestige and the war one he did, Dunkirk.
Oh, Dunkirk.
Because both of those are more based on actual stories or whatever. So like in this case, again, he's stuck with a situation where the story's already kind of set in stone for him, right? It's just how he chooses to tell it. And the way he chose to tell this story, I thought was pretty well. There's a few things I could have done without. Like, I agree with Andre, like some of his ethereal, like fucking dream sequence shit. You could have cut a lot of that down. You only really need 1 or 2 of those to kind of get you through the film. You don't need all these moments where it's all dreamlike and shit. But other than that, like I agree with him on that. But other than that, I thought the film was much better than he did. I'm more in line with what you feel, Runner, but I'm also not going to forgive it all the flaws that it does have. It's not a perfect film.
No, that's fine.
It actually, if anything, it needs a little bit more of a prologue too, or an epilogue. I mean, not prologue, because like it just feels like it ends in a weird way. Like it's like there still should be something more here. And I know that's weird sounding saying that it's already a 3-hour movie, but like
I kind of if you had told me that when I saw it the first time, I would agree with you because seeing it the first time, I was like, I remember being in the theater being like, wait a minute, that's it? And then like credits sort of roll, but then like sort of thinking about it more, I'm like, I actually really like the ending the more I think about it. But that's just me personally, because
otherwise, I mean, yeah, it's not horrible. I mean, I do like how the third act is where I got into about the third act is where I figured it out. I'm like, okay. Once I kind of figured out where the timelines were, because that's the other thing is they don't really give you an idea at first what timeline is what and where in what event. Right. Other than you kind of have an idea because he looks older or younger. Right. Yeah. And you kind of have an idea somewhat because of the questions that are being asked. But once you hit that third act and you realize there's a trial, there's or not the trial, but the inquisition or questioning or whatever you want to call it for him to get his clearance going on simultaneously as the Robert Downey Jr.'s characters being accepted to Congress, mixed with the story of the bomb being created, plus his life story kind of in the background to it, a little bit of that, right? So you have all three of those timelines going on at once, and they keep bopping between the three. Because at first you think that you're kind of like, is this a hearing or is this, what is this? And then you finally realize, oh, okay, so it's for Robert Downey Jr. to become a congressman or whatever. And then, or not a congressman, but a speaker or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I forget. I only watched it the first time last night, so I apologize, guys. I'm still kind of fuzzy on all the details.
Happens.
But like, and not to give it away though, but then you get to that point in the third act where you're just like, okay, I see where Oppenheimer's a step ahead of everybody, even though his wife and everybody else thinks he's way behind everybody, right? And I'm like, okay, I kind of see where this is going now. And it came to a very, for the most part, satisfying conclusion. There was just like this little extra bit. I'm like, because there should be a little bit more. It feels like a little bit more. Did he do anything else with his life? I felt like there should have been a little bit more of a wrap up there. That's it. And that's just a minor gripe. Minor gripe.
Yeah. I feel you. Okay.
To answer Brian Barth's question about Killian and Murphy and Emily Blunt in the movie, I'm gonna be real. I thought the whole cast was fucking really good.
She's okay, but I honestly thought he had much better chemistry with
Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh, and she is fucking hot.
Yes, yes.
She's naked.
Naked. And we don't get too many naked women nowadays.
Yeah, that's true. I remember hearing that like the movie got an R rating and like it was for like heavy language or whatever and nudity. I was like, whoa.
I don't even remember there being any really that many F words. I mean, I guess she does kind of use some.
I mean, having seen it 4 times, you do recognize it more when you pay attention.
I guess because I'm like, I know she had a bit of a potty mouth, and I'm trying to think of any other characters because I know
Robert Downey Jr.
That's the one. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, now I remember that. Yeah.
Definitely Downey.
All
who
right.
I thought
did Matt Damon ever use the F word? I'm trying to remember. Because I don't remember any of the scientists using it. I don't remember Oppenheimer ever using it. His wife.
Matt Damon was like the most. He was probably like the only like.
He better get a fucking Oscar nod for this for best supporting actor. Holy shit, is he good in this movie?
Matt Damon's great. I think Downey should get it though. I thought he was my favorite part of the movie.
Yes, Downey will definitely get a nomination. Yeah, I almost guarantee that.
Well, the reason like as great as Matt Damon is in this movie, like that part where Tom will know what I'm talking about. That part where Downey just erupts and he's like, that's what made him the most important man in the world and all that. I remember sitting there in the theater. I'm like, holy shit. Like I knew Robert Downey Jr. was a good actor, but fuck.
Yeah, this is one of his best performances in a while. I mean, he's done some great shit.
But... Yeah, I know. Like anything, like even if it's a bad.
Well, everybody's top notch in this. I mean, I don't even think Emily Blunt did that bad of a job. I mean, I thought they were really good.
I mean, she was good. I liked Florence.
I mean, she's not one of my favorite actresses either, but yeah.
You know who I thought like nobody talked about him very much in this movie, but I thought he was so good. Josh Hartnett was fucking great.
He was in this?
Yes. He was
Who the fuck did he play?
He played Ernest Lawrence. He was the dude doing the building experiments and shit. He was the scientist guy. You didn't recognize him?
No, I didn't fucking recognize him. Hang on.
Holy shit.
Let me get this straight here. Who he played here. Hang on. I didn't even know he was in this. Wait a minute.
He was the guy who we talked to. Remember when Oppenheimer taught the quantum the quantum mechanics class, and there was like they were building like an experiment and shit.
The chubby guy?
Not the chubby guy. No,
I thought he was the guy from. Okay, that's somebody else. Oh, Scott Grimes is in this too. When? Jesus Christ! What the fuck?
Yeah, no, there were a few moments where I was like, wait, that guy was in it? Like,
yeah, and then I almost forgot that Kenneth Branagh was in it too, because he's good in it too.
Yeah, he was good in it. But
I don't see Josh Hartnett here.
He was fucking. How do I describe his character?
He must not be in the main cast. Let me look at all the cast then.
He was listed in the main cast, I think. like in the end credits and shit.
I think I heard Josh Hartnett was in this movie. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean I did recognize him like immediately, but like
I remember Casey Affleck is in it.
Oh, you know what's funny about Casey? Like I remember hearing his like
he's barely in it, but yeah.
He's barely in it, but I heard his voiceover and I'm like, whose voice is that? That sounds so familiar. And then
Casey
like
Affleck.
Yeah. And then he pops in and then he's like revealed in the movie and I'm like, holy shit, it's Ben Affleck's little brother.
Yeah.
I didn't know that
Oh,
was...
here he is. Okay.
Yeah.
And it was Ernest Lawrence.
He was the dude.
Lawrence.
He was next door to Oppenheimer.
Oh, okay. I just didn't recognize him, man.
Really?
Okay,
That's
so he
crazy.
was the guy who come in and he was gonna testify against him at that one place, and then he did. Now I see it. Yeah, he's just got old man face now, dude. Wow.
he definitely looks older.
Yeah,
sure,
he does not
but...
look like he used to at all.
No, but
I totally get it. I totally see who he was now. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Oh, there's a hell of a cast in this thing, definitely. Yeah,
yeah Rami Malek's in it. One of the Safdie brothers, David Dastmalchian, that's Polka Dot Man and Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
The guy who played Han Solo in that god-awful Solo movie was so fucking good in this. Alden Ehrenreich or whatever his name is. He was fucking good in this. He was actually, I thought he was really good. Like his scenes with because like almost every part he has in it.
Have you not seen Rocket Man?
Was he in Rocket Man?
Yeah, he plays Elton John. Taron Egerton does, yeah.
Well, that was Taron Egerton. I'm talking about Alden Ehrenreich.
Oh, Alden Ehrenreich. Oh, that's why you get him fucked up. Never mind, I got him mixed up. That's right.
I was gonna say that's Taron Egerton.
Never mind.
Dude.
That's yeah. I get those two mixed up sometimes.
No, but Alden Ehrenreich.
Yeah, this is Han Solo. That's right. Yeah.
Han Solo. But like, I was just like, fuck, like he's actually a really good fucking actor. But
because he wasn't playing Han Solo.
I know. That's the thing. I'm like, if you actually give like if you give someone like him a good script like this, it's like he can actually do a good job, or at least a decent script at best. And was it Dane DeHaan? He was fucking good. Crack Goblin.
He was all right. I barely remember him in it, but yeah.
He was Matt Damon's character, like he was like take that to the dry cleaners or some shit.
All I know is that whatever Josh Hartnett is taking to make him look older, Tony Goldwyn is taking the opposite to make him look like he's never aged a day. Do you know who that one is, Runner? Because Greg probably knows who Tony Goldwyn is. He's in Friday the 13th Part 6 and Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah. He plays the head of the committee.
I think I don't remember. There's some actors who I'm like
he is like twice as old as everybody else in the cast.
And he looks almost the same.
Yeah, he has not aged a day in years.
It's because he's super rich. So
something.
If I remember correctly, his family is like a rich family.
He just injects money and that keeps him young, I guess. I don't know.
I guess he's got that good life, you know.
I guess. I mean, he just hasn't aged much at all. I don't know how old this picture is, but he still pretty much looks the same.
I got a question. Did you
know who I'm talking about?
Did you recognize Gary Oldman?
Oh yeah, right away.
Yeah, me too. Most people didn't. I'm like, really? Like I could recognize him, but he did a good job nonetheless.
Oh yeah, Gary Oldman sticks out like a sore thumb usually, but he's always a welcome.
Yeah, no, he like for what he was given, he was fucking great.
You want to share that, Greg?
I did recognize him as Truman, though.
Yeah. His grandpa is Samuel Goldwyn, who founded Paramount.
Yeah. Or was it MGM?
I believe it was Paramount. I think I was looking it up there a minute ago.
Yeah, and he's like fucking what? Probably in his 63.
Yeah.
He still looks like he's in his 40s. He's hardly aged at all.
Oh yeah, he founded Samuel Goldwyn Pictures and all that. Yeah, you're right. His grandpa did. That's insane. Oh, he looks the same. But you guys got any final words on Oppenheimer before we move on?
I just can't recommend it enough, I guess. I mean, not everybody's going to like it. It's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but as far as biopics go, it was really good.
Cool.
It's my number one movie of the year that I've seen. I haven't seen Tetris, and I did like Air, but I think Oppenheimer's better. I'm sorry. I really liked it. I think this is definitely Nolan's best movie since Inception, I would say.
I was a fan of Nolan. I like early Nolan, but around when Interstellar came out, I did from Interstellar and onward. I
liked Interstellar. I did.
I didn't like Interstellar.
I liked Interstellar, like most people. I'll admit it.
I didn't like the ending.
I get it.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. It's probably one of his best films since probably Inception. Although I did like Dunkirk quite a bit. I haven't revisited that one.
I've only watched Dunkirk once. I thought it was okay. Because it's so weird. Like, people say they like Dunkirk, but like that has some of the same, like, to me, it has some of the same sound bullshit and fucking Tenet that people bitch and argue about, in my opinion. But I recently ordered Dunkirk online for 4K on a Black Friday thing, so I'll rewatch it then. But I mean, visually shot, like the way it was shot looks great. Like Hoyt van Hoytema is a fucking hell of a cinematographer. He worked for Nolan since Interstellar, and he did Oppenheimer and all that.
All right.
So yeah, like if you can get him to shoot your movie, like it's gonna look fucking good. Like that's the thing.
All right. Well, I'll go on to me for my second pick of the night. I'm only on part 2 here, and we've got for 2 hours.
A lot later than I figured on.
Yeah, but I got It Came from Outer Space.
Oh, I got that 4K. Too. I didn't watch it though.
Pretty good. I didn't pick that up.
It looks pretty darn good. I like it was good. I like these movies like this. So, and it does come with the 3D Blu-ray, so you can get it on 3D on the Blu-ray. But yeah, this is just your classic 1950s sci-fi alien body snatcher type of movie. It takes place in 53. A guy who's a writer who moves into this desert house. Him and his girlfriend see this meteor crash. They go to it. Turns out the meteor is an alien spaceship. Nobody believes the guy. And the alien goes around, starts abducting people and sort of taking their forms so they can dig out the spaceship and leave. There's the plot of the movie, which I'm surprised this movie was never remade in the 80s, much like The Thing and all them.
Is that what's sort of referenced in Back to the Future when they show like a picture or something and they're like, Dad, look at this, like a magazine or something, or a movie cover?
I'm playing it from the planet Vulcan. I'm Darth Vader from the planet
Vulcan. No. When he crashes into the
that's like the sci-fi magazine.
And the little family's there, and they're like, look, it's like an alien spaceship.
Well, there was a lot of the stuff like this in the 50s. Like they were really worried about the like aliens and the stuff like that. It was like a big thing. Yeah. So yeah, this is classic 50s sci-fi B movie drive-in type stuff. I loved it. The 4K looks great. The sound is good, and it doesn't have the Atmos it has, because this is Universal. It has DTS HD and Dolby Audio. True. Yeah. I don't think it says True HD, but yeah, it looks really great. I didn't go for the big box set because they had a big box set of it. I just went for this one. But if you like old 50s sci-fi movies, this is a good one. Like I said, I really am surprised this wasn't one of the ones that wasn't remade in the 80s, because this seems like something that would be remade in the 80s, amongst like The Thing and The Blob, and I know they did Invasion of the Body Snatchers in the 70s. It's very similar to Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but a little more. It's a little more. Like hokey, like it's not done as serious, like whereas the Invasion of the Body Snatchers ends sort of like on a darker note. This is a much more upbeat note. So but if you like these type of movies, this is actually a really good 4K. It looks great, pretty good black and white. Probably still not the best black and white movie I've seen in 4K. It's either got to be like Night of the Hunter, or the what's that one that we always talk about at Christmas time?
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah, It's a Wonderful Life or Night of the Hunter is probably two of the best black and white 4Ks I've seen. This one is probably the third best. So it looks pretty darn good. So there you guys go. I knew that wasn't going to be a big long Oppenheimer thing, so that's good. So we can move on.
Pretty straightforward. It's pretty straightforward from what
pretty
you said,
straightforward.
Yeah,
it's pretty straightforward. It's a fun 1950s sci-fi flick. If you're into that, I love those.
Is there anybody that might recognize from the 50s?
Huh?
Who's the cast in that one?
I don't think there's anybody you would recognize. I know it's got the professor from Gilligan's Island. He's in it.
I recognize that. That's one.
He's not the star, but he is.
I was a Gilligan's Island boy too in the day, show and everything. So
Richard Carlson and Barbara Rush are the main characters. Yeah, so them, and I would have to say the only other recognizable character is the professor from Gilligan's Island. But there you go. If you want to get to the 4K, it's worth the 4K upgrade if you want to get it. Plus, I think I don't know if they ever released the movie because it was a 3D movie when it came out. I don't know if they ever released the Blu-ray 3D version of it before.
Yeah.
So did they? Okay, I figured you would know because you have the 3D.
Yeah, so, I got the 3D Blu-ray.
Okay, yeah, and this also the 4K here also comes with the 3D Blu-ray.
And I got the 4K as well, but yeah.
Yeah. Did you get the big set of it?
I think so. Yeah, where it comes with a poster and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought about getting that, but I thought I'd just get that.
I think. I mean, I thought it came. Well, I think I got the same one you got there in your hands. Maybe I don't
know. All right. Well,
I don't know if there was a different one.
Yeah, they have one that comes like with all the special like cards and a poster and all that type of stuff.
I thought I did, maybe.
So I just got the 4K. But there you go. Now we'll go on to Rookie. What do you got for us? Do you have another?
It's Runner. It's Runner next.
Runner 2.
It's Runner that's next, right? Because
Runner and Tom just did Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I have one more technically, so because of that reason.
Oh yeah, you got the fancy one.
I mean, I have more like a bonus one, so I mean, you can skip me for this one and just go to Runner.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, I guess I did get the one with the chunky box.
Yeah. So, yeah, you got the. I thought about getting that one, but I thought I'd just go for the regular one.
Yeah.
Is it worth getting the 4K for that?
I mean, I don't know if you'd really like it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. It's like I'd probably pick it up on like a sale or something.
Me personally, I grew up on movies like this, so I've never had a problem with these. These movies are an acquired taste. Some people cannot watch these movies.
Got it.
So, but I like old sci-fi 50s B movies and stuff like that.
Did you ever check out Oblivion yet? The one that I recommended a while back?
Oh no, I have not yet watched that. But
that just seems straight up your alley. Still, is one that you haven't seen yet.
Oblivion, like the Tom Cruise, Morgan Freeman.
No, it's like a Full Moon type movie.
It's got the actress from Mortal Kombat that says "You will die." She's in it, and a couple other.
Sindel.
George Takei is in it briefly. Couple other people that are in it. I don't remember the main cast, but
it's called Oblivion.
Oblivion. It's like a space western, mid '90s film, but it's like meant to be in the future, but has like the aesthetic of as if it was made in the '50s. It feels like I don't know.
when you said Oblivion, the one I thought of was the one with the sci-fi movie with Tom Cruise and Morgan Freeman, and it was directed.
Everybody thinks that. I know. Think of a game, and I'm just like, God, this is like an obscure one again that nobody's seen that I've seen. So nice and fun. Yeah. Nice and fun.
Well, but if you like 50s sci-fi movies, the 4K transfer looks great. Sounds pretty good. It's just a good old classic cheesy B-50 sci-fi movie. So there you go.
Man, when you described it as a cheesy B movie, I'm surprised Universal themselves even like released it.
Oh, it's one of the more popular ones from 50. That's why I got a 4K. It's one of the more popular 50 sci-fi movies.
Because like with a title, when you described it, that sounds like something a boutique label would release. But but yeah, I guess if it's that popular, then
it's a Universal picture. So yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Oh yeah, it's one of the more popular ones. But go ahead. What do you got for us? Hold on. There you go. There's the Blu-ray one. There you go.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah, I don't need it anymore.
But this movie is probably my second favorite movie that's come out this year. I got the 4K. This is a horror movie. It's my favorite horror movie that came out this year. And it's an A24 horror, and it's not your typical A24.
I'm not a big A24 fan.
I like A24 depending on the kind
of Runner in his elevated horror.
Yep. Do I have to play the Joe Bob Briggs clip on elevated horror?
Dude, I'm not even that big into elevated horror. This is different. Like, this is actually fucking good. It's called Talk to Me. It's fucking great.
I haven't watched it, so I don't know.
Okay, Greg, do you know the channel Rocka Rocka?
No.
What?
I don't know the channel Rocka Rocka.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. You're a fucking horror fan and you don't even know what Rocka Rocka is?
I don't watch a lot of shit about new modern horror.
It's not about that. Like, okay, for context.
Hi, Brian Barth. Thanks for hanging with us.
Okay, for context. The directors of this movie Talk to Me.
Nice.
I agree. It's a good movie. It's by
I can't say one way. I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's my second favorite movie this year. It's the best horror movie this year, arguably. It's so fucking good that I've seen anyway. The brothers who directed this movie ran a YouTube channel called Rocka Rocka, and they made low budget short horror films.
What movie is this? I didn't even see what it was.
Talk to Me.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah, this movie. I mean, maybe I love it especially because it's like teenagers and shit and whatnot. So like there's like some relatability to it, but whatever. I mean, I'm not really a teenager anymore, but there's
a teenager to that's okay.
Yeah, I'm a lot higher ranked, but like, what is it? I mean, it's kind of college age related, sort of like there's this like the beginning of the movie is this long like one shot, and it's fucking awesome. Like it's fucking good. It's like possession horror type thing. I don't want to give away too
plot.
Okay, the plot is literally like it's a group of guys who like they have this party and whatnot, and see this hand. This is a statue, and you have to like light candles up to like possess it and stuff, and you have to hold the hand, and you have to say the words "talk to me" in front of the hand, and you get possessed, and your head gets like. It's like right in the seat, and yeah, it's an Australian horror movie.
It's just like a Ouija board hand.
I've never seen a Ouija or any of that shit. So, but like it's literally like you get possessed by it, and it's become like a huge fucking problem and all that. It's some crazy shit happens, and it's fucking good. Like this is probably I think this is one of the best A24 films I've seen.
Oh, well, I have to. I haven't seen it. Like I said, I'm not a huge A24 fan.
Well, listen, it's not any of that Ari Aster type horror that it's nothing like that, or like it's not like it's its own thing. It's not Robert Eggers or any of that shit. You know what I mean?
I was like, well, I'll give it a shot. Probably eventually if I get to it, but yeah, like the only like real A24 film I ever liked, I did like The Lighthouse.
I like The Lighthouse too.
I did like The Lighthouse, but matter of fact, I think that's the only one I ever liked. Still haven't seen Pearl or X, but I've heard good things about them.
Oh yeah, you need to.
I have heard people say
you need to see X.
Yeah, I have heard people say Talk to Me is good, but I haven't.
Talk to Me is good, but like I think you would like X because that is like. It's literally a callback to the type of horror you like, Greg.
Okay, well, I have to look at it, but I've never ever heard of the Rocka Rocka people, so
I'm surprised you haven't, because I was introduced to them when I was in like 8th grade, and they made these like Ronald McDonald Texas Chainsaw Massacre type short films where like Ronald McDonald literally plays Leatherface. And it's fucking great.
He's killed more people than Leatherface.
Yeah, like that's literally like the type of shit that they made. And they sort of learned off from that, and then they I guess made an actual feature film, and they got it out there. A24 got it, and yeah.
All right, cool.
It's cool. I think you should give it a shot.
I will.
I wanted to see in the theater, and I was kind of bummed I didn't.
All right. Well, I don't have much more to say. I can say about it. So, if you're ready, Runner 2, we can go to you. Unless you want to still hold off.
I guess I'll show it. Sure. I feel like I was holding off on it because it feels like one that you guys will not have seen. But
I watched this movie.
Are you kidding me?
I saw this in the theater when I was a kid.
I was gonna say, are you fucking kidding me?
I don't know. Nobody's ever talked about it as far as I can tell.
Three
so I'm
Ninjas.
like, is this one of those ones
Rocky
where like, yeah,
Emily,
I just
man.
saw it and it was pretty good. Three Ninjas, baby. Yeah, freaking
I
loved it.
You.
I guess I'm the youngest, so people always be like, "Oh, you're the Tom Tom." I'm like, "Fuck you," or the Tom Tom. I'm like, "Fuck you." No, I hate the littlest brother the most. I hate his haircut. I hate his attitude. The two older boys are interesting with it. The whole dynamic with the grandpa knows all this stuff and is teaching them, and it's very Power Ranger-esque in how they they get kids to think they can beat up adults when they can't at all, but they present it in the goofy way, and they have Home Alone style goofy guys coming in and they make them shit themselves and whatever with laxatives, goofy little traps here and there. It's just like, fun ones when I was a kid. The second one I think has a better premise for a story from what I remember, especially for the older characters. They did like 3 or 4 of these films. I think the third one, I think they ended up switching the oldest actor, and maybe the younger one too. They switched or something, but I don't know. They're interesting, funny, goofy. I'm surprised Tom has seen it, and fans. I'm surprised you guys have seen it because it just seems like you guys. I feel like it would have been out of your child range and been like, "Oh, it's a stupid kid movie," Like that's.
I've heard of this movie.
We seen that when we were kids. That was like, especially if you were a fan of like the Karate Kid and all that. That was like the next level.
See, I never saw Karate Kid when I was a kid, but I saw Three Ninjas and stuff. It was right around the same area. Yeah, I freaking loved it. It always gave you the sense that you could beat up adults as a kid. You little kid punches them, yeah, and then they, and it's like, oh, so you think that's what happened, right? No, but that's some funky little things.
Yeah, I remember Hulk Hogan was the villain in the third one.
Yep.
I only like the first 2, and I haven't never seen past that.
The second one, I think, like I said, that one has to do. It's more, environmental. I think they have like protesters because they're like having oil guys trying to. I think it's oil, or they're trying to dump junk onto some natives' lands or something, and the boys are going through town. They're like on vacation or for the summer. And the 2 older ones kind of, the younger one and the middle one, as Cole, I think it's the younger one. I forget. Yeah, Rocky, I think it's the older one. With it, they end up like getting, trying to stop a bar fight essentially, but it's pizza joints, and they're doing their goofy little fights. And they do it. I call it the Jackie Chan style because it's the only one in terms of like utilizing like the chairs and utilizing they're sitting down or they're doing. I don't know if that's a typical trope with martial arts in general. The like, oh, I'm sitting down and I'm eating my pizza, and then I do this, I make you hold it, and then the comedy of fighting, I guess, comedic fights.
You should watch the movie Surf Ninjas.
I feel like I might have seen that as well. I don't remember if I have. Is that related to this? It seems to come up whenever
it's in the same vein.
It's very, very similar. Yeah, I feel like I've seen it, but I'm not. It might have been on TV. I might have seen it. I'm not sure, but yeah, I mean, it's just not much to really say about it. It's just fun movie.
I was like 9 years old.
Super amazing. What was that?
I was 9 years old when that movie came out.
Oh wow! Yeah, what year did it?
31 years ago.
Little Greggy.
1991 or 2, I think that said.
Okay, a couple years before I was born. Okay, yeah.
It was trying to cash in on the Ninja Turtle craze.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Surf Ninjas.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah, it was fun.
So it's basically like Ninja Turtles meets Karate Kid with a little bit of Home Alone in it.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Pretty much. You just remember Rocky Loves Emily. So
yeah, who's the guy that plays the grandpa in this? Because he's I don't know, like he seems.
I don't remember.
I know he's not
the same actor. 30 years, so
yeah, I haven't seen it well either.
He seems less likely to be a martial arts guy than the old guy in Karate Kid. Like that one, at least he seems like he can present it more. And then this guy's like, well, he's got a stunt double when he goes on when there's the fighting actually happening. There's also a guy who kind of looks Steven Seagal-ish, in the first one, sort of, or at least in his appearance, his robes or whatever when he tries to fight. But yeah. So there's that one. I'm surprised you guys have seen it. So it's like, cool.
It's something I guarantee you guys haven't seen. It's like that's our child.
Like again, it seemed. I thought that it would have come out when you guys were out of the phase of watching a movie like that or something, and then you would have not checked it out. That
was big around that time. Probably a little more for me than Tom, because Tom's just like a couple years older than me. So, but yeah, I remember me and my brothers, and my mom and dad, we saw that in the theaters when it came out.
I don't know if I ever watched the sequels. I mean, I know Hulk Hogan was in one of them.
Yeah, I've only seen 1 and 2. I haven't seen past those. So,
yeah.
We had video stores. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but yeah, I saw this shit on TV half the time. So.
Yeah. That's
my thoughts on that.
Now you guys actually know my nickname.
White Meat.
Yeah, that was my nickname. White Meat.
Wow.
I was really pale as a kid. They called me, and my other brother was called Dark Meat because he was really tan.
That's funny.
Wow.
That's really, yeah. Well, my family comes. Believe it or not, we are. My great grandmother was Native American, and my dad is like half Native American, and so and my mom's Irish side, so I got like my mom's stuff, and my brother, he came home one day crying because they thought he was a Mexican.
So, like I've never felt this low before.
I'm sorry, but that's fucking hilarious. Okay, that's hilarious because on my dad's side of the family, my grandma is Mexican. She was born in Mexico and all that stuff, so my dad's half Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember telling my friends, I'm like, hey, I'm 25% Mexican, and they didn't fucking believe me because I don't look it. So it's fucking hilarious that you even said that.
Yeah. He got it's so funny. He kept getting it too. I feel so bad because I was like, legitimately, I was called White Meat, but he was like, not only that did he come home one day crying. One day he was walking into a Walmart and a group of Mexicans said, "What's up, Holmes? You from the homeland?" So they actually told him that, and he's like, "I can't escape it." So, but yeah, I was called White Meat up until I was probably in middle school. So that was my nickname. People just called me White Meat, and my other brother Dark Meat. So there you guys go.
Man, they should make that into a movie.
Yeah.
White Meat and Dark Meat.
Yeah, but there you go. That's appropriate for Thanksgiving. But anyways, anything else you want to say, Rook, before we move on?
If you haven't seen it, I recommend it for some laughs.
Yeah, first one's really good. All right, Tom, you ready for your next one?
I suppose so. Let's see here. Much as I enjoyed Oppenheimer, this is the other new movie that came out this week, and I can't say I liked it nearly as much. In fact, I done fucking hated it.
Oh, yeah, I've heard this movie is really bad.
You know what's I have a story to say about that movie.
Go, whoever wants to rip into it first. Go.
Oh, yeah. This is a short story. I didn't see the movie, just to clarify. but because I'm a film major, I get emails for advanced screenings and shit. That was one of them, and I passed on it. I'm like, no, I don't give a fuck. And this is before I heard any of this shit in the movie. And then I was like, well, glad I didn't. I mean, it was free. Even though it was free, I didn't give a fuck. I'm just like, I don't want to waste my time with certain shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'd only seen the first Expendables, so I'm like, why the fuck would I want to watch Expendables 4? You know what I mean? And like, and I was invited to like an advanced screening of it like a few days before it would actually come out. And I was just like, I just didn't care, because like my friend got the email when I was hanging out with him, and he was like, oh, Expendables 2 advanced screening. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
But go ahead, Tom, rip into it, because I've heard really, really awful things about this movie, and I just cannot bring myself to watch it.
Tom, you there?
It has all the best actors in it.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. First of all, it's a really badly shot movie. It feels like a straight to DVD/TV movie, what have you. The whole plot is asinine. You've got what's her face, Megan Fox, in here for no other fucking reason than just because, and she acts like she's been part of this crew forever. In fact, she's the new leader after Barney gets killed. Oh yeah, spoilers. Sylvester Stallone dies in the first 20-some minutes of the movie.
Wait, Megan Fox?
Oh wow, it's like
Megan
Fox, last
Megan
of Us
Fox
Part 2.
Yeah, and she's all like, "Y'all are just pissed because I'm a woman and I can do everything you can do, only better."
Wait. Why
like
is
she literally says that shit in the movie?
Oh god,
supposed to be like older characters?
Fuck.
Not anymore, evidently, because now 50 Cent shows up, the son of the character that Antonio Banderas played is in this for some dumb fucking reason, and it's just some kid doing an embarrassing impression of Antonio Banderas. And then you've got a bunch of other characters that we've never met before that just pop up out of fucking nowhere for no good fucking reason. The bad guy is a non-story, like he's horrible, and then the real bad guy is like, okay, I guess, but it's kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
And then the end is kind of even asinine as well, because do you want me to get any more spoilers?
Spoil away, because I don't think any of
he's not really dead.
I didn't know they had 4 movies.
Yeah, the whole plot was Barney had to die to unseal this record, and yeah, so it was a whole fucking stupid thing, but he's not even in the movie for the first 10-15 minutes and the last 5 minutes.
From what
and the movie shots looks like it was shot in front of a ton of green screens most of the time.
Oh boy.
And it's just piss poor. There's a lot of CGI blood.
You can't get these old guys out into the real sets.
Well, all you got left from the original crew is what's his face, Coltrane or whatever, and Dolph Lundgren's in it, and that's about it. Besides Jason Statham and Sylvester Stallone, otherwise it's all new people.
I thought the whole point of the Expendables was having an old cast.
And not only that, nobody shows up to Barney's fucking funeral but the people who are in the movie. So you're like, wait a minute here.
Isn't the guy from The Raid in it?
He might have been one of the guys. I don't fucking care.
That's what I heard. No, that's what I heard. They got
he might be that one guy they make a big deal out of, but like I don't give a fuck. I didn't know who he was, and I don't give a shit.
I mean, I love The Raid. I love The Raid, so that's why
I've heard horrible things about this, and I know that Stallone at one point in time got into it with the people that own the rights or something like that, and he left the project, and then they brought him back, and it's like you can clearly tell how it's edited with him and his death scene and his return, how they sort of like shoehorned it in or something.
I mean, it kind of makes sense to the plot ish, but you think, why wouldn't you tell Christmas and some of the other guys? Like, it just doesn't make no sense. Like, really, what this feels like and what it was supposed to be, I guess, initially was this is part of a story that was called A Christmas Story, an Expendable spinoff or whatever you want to call it, is what it was going to be called. And then they ended up just using it as Expendables 4 instead. And that's where the Megan Fox, Jason Statham business comes in. Because, yeah, like their shit is more like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith kind of thing. Mm-hmm. To where they're both working for Barney and all that kind of shit. And like I said, she's all yeah, she's all important all of a sudden too for some reason. Like that's the thing, is like you've never seen this character before. And like I said, after Barney dies, she's the one running the crew now, and it's like, wait, what?
Like, yeah, like that would make sense.
So, I'm thinking of like Sigourney Weaver or the chick who played Sarah Connor. I'm thinking of like
Hamilton.
Yeah, like I would think with the Expendables, with it being,
I wonder if part of the Expendables
they would have
female too, because there's another female member on the crew, and
like wouldn't they have
control and shit
to go with the motif? Is that what we'd call it? Where they have
not just old action heroes. It was that was sort of the stick, was like the original old action heroes, but it wasn't just old action heroes. They were bringing in new ones as they went along. But this is just
the guy from the Raid.
Horrible from what I've heard. And I think I've heard it was like two different movies. It was like Tom said, it was like one was supposed to be like Expendables 4 and one was supposed to be like a spin-off movie, and they just jammed it together.
Well, it almost feels like some of the Expendables gets shoved into this too. That's what I was saying when Rick was talking before, because you've got the Megan Fox character and there's another female character on the crew too, and just her whole taking over and shit. Like, because for those who don't know, I don't know if they're still going to do it or not. There was talk for a while of doing a female version of the Expendables called the Expendables. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, so that kind of led me to ask, what did you guys like the first Expendables movie?
I like the first one. The second one's okay. The third one's probably better than the second one, even though it's PG-13. But this one was just a huge drop off from the first three.
Yeah.
I only saw the first one, and it was on cable, so I don't know if it was censored or any of that shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, like the first one to me comes off as it's not great, but it's like the fun type of it's not great movie.
It's one of those movies that grows on you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like over time, I find more reasons to love it. Especially the farther away we get from that era, like Greg was saying, it's more of a throwback.
Yeah, it's like a throwback to testosterone 80s action.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's how I'm describing it. It's like it's not that it's a good movie, like in terms of its quality, but in terms of what it brings, what it's representing, what it's doing. It's bringing the old guys.
The first one's a pretty good movie, actually.
Like if you guys were to try to choose where it goes after the first one, where would you guys have tried to take it? And using the premise that they set up, because it seems like a good idea to, in a way, utilize old actors.
I know I'm saying
old actors, but
I like how in the third film they had Mel Gibson play a character that used to be a member of the crew. Like that aspect of having a bad guy gone rogue that used to be an expendable is kind of an interesting thing. And I love how they brought in other classic action stars. Like that's what I would have continued to do. Right.
I guess that was more to the point of my question, is like the premise of this film series being bringing in some of the older actors from action movies and making them
some of the newer ones too, right?
Make it
like
they
have,
of course, you could have.
They have the lesser Hemsworth in the second one, I think it is, just so they can kill him right away, and it's fucking
his brother.
It's one of the most cliched things, and that's why one of the reasons why I don't like the second one as much. And Van Damme's okay, but it almost feels like half of his character was cut out of the movie. Or he just wouldn't play ball, and his final fight scene sucks balls.
Yeah.
Like with Gibson, it feels like there's a little bit more drama. Like I don't like the aspect of the third film where he gets this whole thing like, I got to get rid of my old crew and get in a new crew because I don't want to lose them. It's like you're called the Expendables.
Exactly.
Right. Your whole point is you guys are going to get rid of.
And then he gets young people to replace the crew.
Yeah, and then he gets young people. It's like, what the fuck? Like I could get this whole idea of like, we're going to need some backup. And you bring in a bunch of younger actors. Like I could get that behind that. Like that makes more sense. But like this whole idea of I can't use my crew because I'm afraid to lose them. It's like, dumb fucker. That's what you've been paid all the big bucks for the last X amount of years. What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I guess like where I try to come into it with some of the stuff. I didn't see this movie. I didn't see the third one. I think I saw the second one. I don't know. But it seems like or what they're doing is like the trope. They're not just like emulating the old movies. They're doing more.
Some of it is more of tropes.
Yeah, and that
it's more tropes that they make fun of. Yeah, or not so much make fun of, but they
lean into a little bit.
Lean into, yeah.
Because would you say like the quality of the story is good, or the most of the characters, are they well done? Not just that they're the actors that we like, but are, because I feel like if they could have made, like, this is what I'm trying to get at, if they could do the thing where they're trying to really emulate the 80s style action hero set up with the team, as well as have it be a pretty good story and have some, you know, some new people in your story too, of course. I'm not saying it has to be just a cast of this old thing, but I feel like they could have done something that shows the like respect and feel that people want, but it just seems, it comes off as it is like it's just trying to be schlock shit with people that you like. That's what it comes off as.
There is an element of that, but this fourth film unfortunately falls into the actual schlock shit territory without it being tongue-in-cheek in that way.
Yeah.
Right. The first three movies play with that aspect, you know, and embrace it. This movie is just embarrassing. Right? Like, it is just an embarrassing mess that you can tell was never quite finalized or figured out, or whatever money they spent and wherever it was spent the wrong way. Like, why is Megan Fox here? You don't fucking need her.
Well, like, I guess
why
the
is
way
Andy Garcia here? You didn't need to spend the money on him.
I guess the way I'd put it for a reference is like Tropic Thunder. Like, if you had Expendables, but with writing like that, where it, like, where things can make a little more sense.
That's a totally different animal, because like the Expendables is not meant to be in any way to be funny, right? Like, there's some humorous elements to it
because it's so silly. No. I'm like, how are they not trying to be funny? Because like I don't know.
There is some tongue-in-cheek jokes, but like not satirical. Like, not in that respect. No,
because I feel like it would have been better if it went the Tropic Thunder route or something, where
I disagree, because I see what you're saying, but no, that's not what they're doing. Like, because
I know that's not what they're doing. I'm saying I think it would be better if they did.
I don't think so. Not with Sly and those guys. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because their characters are actually taken pretty seriously, and I think the first one's got a pretty good story to it. But they do, like you said, they lean into a little bit of the tropes of those old action movies, and that's what gives it the sort of the charm it has, especially in the first one. Is like you know these guys, you know Stallone as Rambo and Rocky, you know Dolph Lundgren from like Rocky and He-Man, you know Jet Li from these movies, you know him from these movies, and they're sort of like similar characters, sort of tongue-in-cheek like, and it's, you know, maybe something is something funny, but it's not meant to be comedy. Like
to me, like the part of the second film, for instance, that I would have changed, like you asked this runner or rookie, I should say, just to be more clear.
What's the difference?
I was gonna say runner too, but like for instance, they never got Dolph Lundgren and Jean-Claude to face each other, right? Like that's what the audience probably would have wanted. That's the cliche, right? Like, this is the time where Barney should have took a side seat and you had like something between Jean-Claude and Dolph Lundgren's character, because they faced each other before in Universal Soldier. That's kind of the charm of these movies, is you get to see these guys together again, whether it's on one side or the other.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
You know what I mean? Like, or you get like with Schwarzenegger and Stallone and Bruce Willis all in the same scene in the first movie, like just the idea of getting all three of those big action stars of the 80s in the same scene together is, you know, a big deal. Like those aspects of the film, that's what it's celebrating, right? It's not trying to be humorous in a satirical way at all. Like the humor comes out of the charm of the characters and the tropes that we talked about, but even then it's still taken fairly seriously.
I mean, I'm cool with it being taken seriously as well. I mean, but I don't know. I don't think that they really accomplished that in their films.
I mean, no, it does have I agree with you. It does have a tongue-in-cheek element, but it's definitely not into the comedy satirical place that Tropic Thunder takes you. Right?
Because I guess
like, now, if you did a movie like this, starring like people like were in Tropic Thunder, like Ben Stiller and all those guys, then yeah, totally. Right? Like that'd be one thing if you want to do like
I guess because I guess I'm saying that is because like the comedy that came off in Tropic Thunder was intentional, as to where in this one or in these ones, I feel like they're trying to be serious, but it just comes off as ridiculous. And it's like, well, I mean, I know that a lot of action ones are ridiculous, but I feel like, I don't know, like with this, I guess in the era that we're in, and like, you know, I've seen a lot of the movies that they're in as well for action ones, but it's like, I don't know, the Expendables seemed like a great idea, and I just couldn't get into them at all. So even the first one, I was like, I mean, yeah, I like seeing them on the same screen here, but like, is that all that it takes to win us over with this?
I don't know. Maybe you just didn't get it.
Yeah.
It didn't maybe just sync with you because you didn't grow up with these guys like we did.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
You came into the action movies later, so it didn't
Maybe.
sync up with you. Probably the best I can figure.
Because yeah, like I mean, we were laughing with them, not at them. Like,
Yeah.
right. Like we're laughing with the scenes and the scenarios that we know are funny. But yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't believe you actually got that on 4K though. Part 4. Oh, that's bad.
I did just because it was a steelbook and it's going to be one of the last steelbooks for
Best Buy.
Best Buy, yeah. So I was like, fuck it.
So go for it.
Yeah,
I didn't think I was gonna like it though, but it was worse than I even thought it could be.
You could always resell it down the line for a lot of money.
If anyone even wants it.
That's the problem here.
Probably just pay them to give it to them.
Best Buy will probably end up having to sell a bunch of them on fucking clearance to get rid of them.
Yeah, no,
that's
I mean
that's the only thing I'm looking forward to with this whole thing is they're probably gonna have a big huge clearance sale when this is all said and done.
I know they've been running low supply lately, so
whatever's left, they might run like a quick sale just to get rid of it. But yeah, as I say, a lot of the steel books and other stuff, you get on it now if you ever wanted to get any that's still available because it's going fast. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Yep. Well, happy Thanksgiving, RJ Godzilla. Glad you hung with us this long. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good one.
Well, I'm getting pissed at Best Buy anyway because they can't seem to get me my movies on time half the time. This didn't come, or this actually I was surprised I got on time. But for some reason, just like before with a couple of my other fucking movies, I would have The Fugitive tonight, but it got delayed again.
Really?
Yes.
Damn.
And I'm pissed because I could have went to fucking Madison and picked it up from the goddamn store.
See, that is ridiculous because Best Buy used to be able to give you your movies like 2 days before the release date in the mail.
I used to get them on Saturdays before they would come out. Yeah, I ordered the Steelbook.
Okay, I have the normal cover, unfortunately.
Because, yeah, they still have them at my local in quotation, the Madison one I usually go to. They even had one because I looked the other day and I'm like, well, fuck, I was half tempted. I'm like, what the fuck? But it said it was in Wisconsin. So I'm like, all right, I'll wait one more fucking day, I guess. But if it's not in there by tomorrow, I'm going to be real pissed. Or if it doesn't show up by tomorrow, I mean. Because I wanted to watch that for tonight. I've been wanting to watch because that one was scanned in 8K. So I really want to see how good it looks.
I need to pick that one up. I didn't know it was scanned in 8K. I thought I'd wait on it a little bit. Now I'm kind of curious. Now I'm kind of curious. But yeah, Runner, what are you gonna do? Fuck your Best Buy. What are you gonna do now?
Fuck Best Buy. I don't know. I mean, I honestly, dude, I have better shit going on. Or not better shit, but I have other things going on in my personal life that
he's advancing. He'll make his own video store one
beyond
day.
Best Buy.
I've moved beyond Best Buy.
He'll make his own video store called Better Buy.
I mean, I have I do. What was I gonna say? Like, I do buy physical media still, but not nearly as much, just because I haven't had the time. Plus, trying to get involved in certain projects and trying to get ones down and all that stuff. It's complicated.
All right, that's fine.
It's personal shit. I'll talk about it with you at some point, Greg. You'd find it interesting, but I'm not gonna.
He's getting into porno.
No. Oh my god,
that's what Dave Blackwood said too.
I'm so fucking sick of that show. I'm so fucking tired of that joke. Everyone,
OnlyFans porn. You know, it's all good. Whatever you want to call it, it's all good. You know.
No, I tell people I told some people like, oh, I'm going to college for film and everything, film and television. They're like, oh, what kind of film? And they're like, what kind of movies? It's like, oh my god, not those. Jesus Christ. I'm so fucking sick of that.
We all know what you're going in for. Debbie Does Dallas Part 5.
There are 4 of those?
There's tons of Debbie Does Dallas movies. I think there's 2 of the originals, and after that they just kept using the name.
Well, Disney Pixar might end up doing one at some point.
That was a good one.
Right? I saw that artwork. Is fucking great.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll go to me. Runner 2 don't have anymore, and you don't have anymore, do you, Runner?
No, I don't.
And Tom, you have one more, I think.
Well, the reason I don't, the reason I don't have any more is because Rookie brought in Trading Places and Tom brought in Oppenheimer.
And I wanted shit happens.
And I wanted to show Oppenheimer last.
I mean, you in the chat they were saying Runner's actually on theme. So
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, you didn't pull a Runner tonight.
You didn't pull a Runner.
Yeah, no. I mean, what was it like? I expected Trading Places because Rookie and I saw it last night. So I was expecting Trading Places. I kind of didn't expect Tom to have Oppenheimer right away.
Uh-huh.
No.
But I bought it day one.
You should have brought out Whiplash.
Oh God, no!
I've already shown Whiplash.
I know, but that's would have been funny to tease them. Okay, no. Don't worry. And then you have Don't Breathe, and then you have Scream, and then no. Just the Runner classics, of course.
I mean, I guess I could have brought on Scream
I'm kidding.
3 Steelbook. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
The joke.
No.
Well, if I brought on because the only Scream related thing that I haven't brought on was the Scream 3 4K Steelbook that I got, the one that most people hate. I got that, but like that would have been in theme with like all the bullshit news, not bullshit news, but like the news going on of.
I almost thought about doing a video on that news, but then I decided not to. But I'm gonna go ahead and go to my.
It's not too worth it, honestly.
Yeah, it's not. But I'm gonna go ahead and do my pick here. So I wanted to watch Teen Wolf 2. I actually wanted to watch Teen Wolf 2. I was seeing a bunch of people. It was like a bunch of people. A bunch of people were talking about how it just came out. It was like released a couple years, whatever. But then I also went back and watched part 1, 2.
I feel like you've shown these before.
I think maybe I showed them, but I never brought them on. You know what I mean? I got him in the middle and I shouldn't. But I watched Teen Wolf 1 and 2.
I know you've brought on at least the first Teen Wolf on, or at least
I don't think I brought them on as like this, but I think maybe when I bought them, I was like, hey, I got these, and then I put them to the side.
Maybe I should have brought on Whiplash just to show something off again, like Greg just did.
I don't believe I showed them off before. That's the thing.
Yes, you have.
I believe I've like one day I was like I just got these in the mail and showed them to camera, set them to the side, but never talked about them. I don't think I've ever brought them on the show I
could have sworn you.
I don't remember ever doing it. Tom, do you remember ever bringing these on before?
Not since I've been on that I recall.
Yeah, see, I don't think I've ever actually brought them on.
I could have
maybe before I was here, but
you were here like the second week or whatever, like the second to first.
Well, not that I recall, anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I. Anyways, I watched them and I love the Teen Wolf movies. Great Shout Factory Blu-rays from a long time ago. The first one has an amazing documentary on it, which they don't do much like that anymore. It has the Never Say Die, the story of Teen Wolf, a comprehensive documentary about the development making of the film. It's an incredible documentary. The first movie is an all-time classic. The second one is one of those that it's just so bad. It's so bad, but it's such a fun watch regardless. Because it gets to the point where it's like, you're like, whatever. I'm just going with it just because it's insanely stupid.
And that's when sequels were starting to become the trend, right? By that point, they were officially around. And
you could tell the second one was actually meant to be a sequel for Michael J. Fox's character, but since they didn't get him back, knew they weren't going to get him back because of Back to the Future, they went and just made it his cousin, and Jason Bateman is the poor man's Michael J. Fox. So, yeah. What's up? Happy Thanksgiving, Don Ranger Power. Hope you're doing well as well.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's just, and like even when watching the special features, like even the director and them was like, Yeah, we knew this movie sucked, but we did our best. So, because he's like, the director's like, I believe when I came on board, they had already gone through this, that, and they had decided on boxing for the sport for the second movie. And he was like, well, in the first movie, they have basketball. It's a team sport. So it comes together at the end where they actually have to work together in a team. So how do you do that with boxing?
Gonna be the one guy that gives them water and like make sure they have their mouth guarded.
Well, they do actually have a boxing team, but it's not like a team.
Well, yeah, because they're not all in there. It's not a battle royale, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, you just like five guys and then
seven versus seven. Go. Like, no. If you knock out one, you can all gang up on the other ones. You know, there you go.
But it's funny. It has its moments that the Teen Wolf 2 does. It has its moments. It's got the worst version of Styles. I mean, I like the actor, but that Styles, I don't like the Styles in part 2. He's just not the same. But yeah, there you go. I just felt like watching the Teen Wolf movies, and I don't remember ever bringing them on the show before. I maybe have showed them, like, hey, I bought these in the mail and set them to the side, but I don't remember ever actually bringing them on the show and talking about the Teen Wolf movies. But the first one is a classic. Michael J. Fox, I believe, filmed that before Back to the Future, but then Back to the Future came out first and was a huge hit. So the studio held it back and released it afterwards because they knew they'd make money off of it that way. So yeah, it's a great movie.
That's kind of a smart move, I guess.
Yeah. So, and if you look closely, you can see that guy holding his wiener out in the end of the first movie.
So weird.
That is so stupid.
I don't know if you ever really see his wiener, but his pants are clearly open.
Yeah, he's clearly down holding it out with his pants and zips and stuff.
I don't know what the hell's going on there.
Yeah. As some extras like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull out my But there you guys have it. That was I watched the Teen Wolf movies. I actually watched part 2 first because I had not seen part 2 in a long, long time. And I found myself laughing at it for all the wrong reasons. And I still had fun with it, even though it's a bad movie. But there you go. Yeah. Oh, what's your final pick for the night, Tom?
All right. This one is one I had not seen in a long time. But I remember liking quite a bit when it first came out, and a few times I'd seen it over the years. I never got it on Blu-ray, so I finally picked up the 4K. And believe it or not, Harrison Ford was nominated for an Oscar for this. It's called Witness.
I still need to watch that.
And so I doubt you guys have seen it besides maybe
Harrison
Greg.
Ford's
but,
in other
I've
movies.
seen it.
Yes, he is. And this is actually a pretty good one.
My mom likes this one.
I actually grew up close to one of the larger Amish communities besides the one portrayed in this movie. And they did get a lot of the Amish stuff very accurate. Like, that is one thing that they did a very, very, very good job with this film and making sure that they got that stuff very accurate. But the storyline is really interesting. It's basically this Amish wife loses her husband. She becomes a widow and she has a son. And so she's moving to a different group of Amish folks in her family. And on a stopover in the big city, her son accidentally witnesses a murder. And of course, Harrison Ford plays the homicide detective on duty. And things get complicated when they realize that the murderer is another cop. So it takes a twist. And they got to get the fuck out of Dodge because basically Harrison Ford is also on this cop's shit list too now because he's going to stop at nothing to take out any witness he can. And so he takes off with the Amish wife, mother and kid, and ends up hiding out in the Amish community while he recovers from a gunshot wound. And it's an excellent film. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Very 80s, like in that respect, but
I think it's a good one.
It is a good film. It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie. As I said, I think my mom loves that movie. My mom always loved it.
Oh, yeah. It's a movie that women loved when it came out. It's about forbidden love. So, yeah.
He gets him some Amish tang. And plus, it's Harrison Ford. So,
But of course, he's also, it's how he also interacts with the rest of the community and stuff like that. And it's a really well done film for the most part. Lucas Haas is really young in it, and he plays a little Amish kid, and he's really good. Was it Kelly McGillis or whatever her name is the chick in it?
Yeah, Top Gun.
Yep. You get to see her boobies.
Yep.
Oh.
You did see some boobies. What is that set you got there? Did that just come out?
Arrow.
Not a new release?
Yeah, this is the Arrow set. Yeah. All it really has is, well, I mean, it got a couple things in here. It's got a poster. It's got the disc and a book. And Paramount did the transfer. I guess I didn't even say anything about the transfer.
Oh, okay.
It actually looks really good. For a 1985 film, really nice grain structure. Paramount did a pretty good job with this. Got the 2.0 and 5.1 sound mix here.
Oh, wow.
And I think actually even has a third sound mix is like the original. Like it has the home video surround mix, and then it also has the original stereo surround mix. So, because I'm imagining whatever version they had before was probably a fold down to the 5.1. That's why.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can tell it's a little different, but other than that, no, it's great that they have it. As far as special features, there's like let's see here. There's a lot of stuff I did not get a chance to check out at all. 5 archival part documentaries, so a bunch of stuff from before, a brand new visual essay, a bunch of interviews and stuff with people in the film, deleted scene from network television, trailer, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, no, it's a little bit pricier, because of course it's Arrow, but
this is not a movie I thought Arrow would do, to be honest with you. I mean, I know it's a pretty big, popular movie. Probably Harrison Ford's one of his best.
Oh yeah, I'm kind of surprised Paramount didn't release it themselves.
Exactly, that's what I'm good. Like, maybe Paramount is getting smarter with their licensings now.
Yeah, because they did the scan, so they didn't even do this to amortize the scan.
Yeah.
So, because it even says in the book that the scan was provided by Paramount. So.
Plus, was it Kino Lorber has that deal with Paramount where they're like releasing
Kino has that deal now,
and stuff. So like it's kind of surprising that not even Kino even released it,
Yeah, if anything, it feels a little bit more up Kino's alley, but
yeah.
Well, that is a good movie. I've not seen Witness in a long time, so
I've heard of it. My mom, I know she loves it.
It's a women love that movie.
Yeah, I know.
I'm watching it and I'm like, they don't make movies like this anymore. This is a fucking date movie. This is a movie that both women and men can enjoy for different reasons and the same ones at the same time. And you can actually go on a date to see a movie like this. That's specifically what these kind of movies used to be for, right? A little bit of romance, a little bit of action, good story, good actors, and all that business, and it works.
Right. And then,
it's a type of movie now that have been made straight for streaming and starred nobody.
Yeah. It's like we're learning now that they said that they're gearing all these movies towards the younger generation, and that they don't want love and romance. They want platonic friendship. And it's like, what the hell? Fuck, you're ruining movies. You're not allowing this to happen. It's
insane. The sexual tension in this movie, holy
right between the two. I do.
Can you see that? Like, I can see why women this fond over this movie, right? Like, I remember my mom loved this movie too when it came out.
Harrison Ford sitting there doing some wood carving with his arms, just like Kelly McGillis watching. It was
like this is a fucking Harlequin novel come to fucking life. Are you kidding me?
But
you have the cop aspect of it too, which keeps you interested as a guy, and plus you have the other aspects of how, like, brought up in the chat, like his carpentry background worked into the film. Yeah. So like he has this whole thing where he's trying to, show all these Amish guys that he's not some soft city boy too, at the same time. So
right.
I've only seen the Tim Allen version of this.
Interesting kind of combo, but totally different worlds. No, but like my parents actually love that movie too.
Yeah.
For richer or poorer. Yeah.
Yes. I love that one. Food, good meat, thank God let us eat.
It terrified a lot of kids from using public bathrooms. Yeah. Because of what he witnesses. But yeah, that is you're right. They really do not make movies like this anymore. This is why the population is thinning out, because they don't make movies like this anymore.
Well, hey, if there's less traffic on the road,
I mean, nobody's going to the movies and getting hot and bothered and be like, "You want to go back home?" And I'll be.
Oh yeah, I'm sure this movie got a lot of babies made. This movie made a lot of babies, I bet.
Yep.
Like Netflix and chill is around for a while. Now it's just let's go home and Netflix.
Well, this is along the same lines of movies like Ghost and Dirty Dancing, and they were movies that both men and women could go to, right? Like and enjoy. They just don't make these kind of movies anymore, where they are kind of meant for adults,
Mm-hmm. Yes, they don't make adult movies, and I don't mean that like Runner's trying to get into the adult type adult movies. He's trying to get into.
My
But I mean, they don't make adult movies anymore for adults.
I mean, I'll give you credit for this. That's one of the better jokes.
They should have done an alternate with Amish Paradise playing over this. That's my only complaint about this movie is that the synth soundtrack sounds completely out of place. I mean, for the time that it came out, it was fine probably, but
yeah,
like you got a synth soundtrack going on in a movie about Amish people. Just kind of feels a little out of place. But it was the middle of the 80s. What are you going to do? Every soundtrack had synth on it at that point.
But yeah, that would have been great. Somebody needs to do that now. Amish Paradise over Witness. That would be hilarious.
You also have that dude from Die Hard in it as one of the Amish guys, and Viggo Mortensen is a young dude in it.
Yeah.
God, who else was in this? There's of course, Danny Glover or Donald Glover. I mean, there's a Danny. I keep getting fucked up now because of the names.
I think it had to be Danny Glover, right? Because Donald Glover.
Yeah, Danny Glover is in it.
It has to be Danny Glover.
God damn it! I knew which one I meant.
I know who you meant too.
Your brain knew, but the other part of your brain knew, but your mouth didn't.
Oh, and it was directed by Peter Weir too, as well. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Truman Show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a great movie. That's good. Now I want to watch Witness again. Now you got me.
It's a good one. Like watch for it to go on sale. I would, yeah, or just wait until they do the disc only edition because, I mean, yeah, it's cool to get, the book and the poster and all that business, but I mean, really, is this a poster I'm gonna put up?
Yeah, like a big Harrison Ford looking at me at night. Damn you!
Well,
Harrison,
I mean, it's Witness. It's not like it's Star Wars,
right?
I mean.
I don't think I'd win. I don't think I'd win Harrison Ford looking over me.
Like also the same as the inverse cover. If you want to do this one, the new one.
Oh yeah,
it'd be good for a movie to show the main character is depressed, looking at his Witness poster.
Not the kind of poster you put up. You know what I mean?
It doesn't bring happy joy thoughts.
It's definitely something I would more than likely pick up as like a one disc type thing.
Exactly. Like I mean, yeah, the book is kind of cool, I guess, ish, but I mean. Are you probably going to get anything out of the book you don't get from the special features in the movie? Not really. Probably.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, considering I think it's like 40 or so plus bucks to get with the book. If you just wait for them to release it as a disc only edition, it's probably only cost you $25 then or whatever.
Yeah.
$20.
Yeah. Maybe. Like I'd rather get Conan with the box set thing that Arrow's doing.
That's something we should talk about. They delayed a lot of those for
just by a couple of weeks, but yeah.
Just by a couple weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But like I would rather get that as a box set than a one disc,
Well, and I was when I saw they brought the price down a little bit on the main ones, I was like, fuck. So I canceled my box because originally I ordered the box set because I'm like, I just can't justify spending $80 on two movies that I can get for $60.
See, right, I'm debating on getting the box set that comes with the two movies or buying them. I
did initially order that. But then when they brought the price down a little bit, because like Diablo League DVD had them on sale for like 20 or $38, I think it was, or something. No, it was a little cheaper than that. I think it was $28 or something like that. And then with the shipping, it was still close to it, but it was still a little cheaper. And I'm like, all right, I can justify. It ended up being like $15 more. So I'm like, okay, I can justify spending $15 to get the two instead of spending $80 to get the two, as opposed to spending $25 more or whatever it was.
Makes sense. I get you. And Diabolic has great sales sometimes. So
so I just figured, fuck it, I'll just do that. I like to support them, so
yeah, I do too. That's where I got my Psycho set from. I got a pretty good deal from them. So
have I ever been on that website? I should probably check it.
The upside of them as well is I noticed that because I used to order all my shit from Amazon UK. but I'd have to pay shipping. So with Diabolique DVD, they get it shipped in a big box probably or whatever. So like they don't charge you the excess of the shipping and handling. So you basically get it for almost the same price without the shipping.
Right.
So like I accidentally ordered 2 copies of the Psycho set.
Mm-hmm.
One from Diabolic DVD, the other one from the actual Arrow site. Another one from the Arrow site ended up costing me like $15 more or so because of the shipping cost difference because it came from overseas.
Right.
But I gave the other one I got because it was like not worth sending back. I'm like, by the time I figure, because I didn't know if Diabolic charges you for shipping back. I imagine they do. Yeah. I know. There's no way I'm sending anything back to the UK.
Right.
Fuck that. It'll cost me a hell of a lot more than it's worth. So I just gave the other one to Gary of Nerderotic because you already had it and stuff. So
right.
And I happened to meet him last week at the thing. I'm like, you like Psycho? He's like, yeah. I'm like, here you go.
Nice. That had been fun. I've seen you guys. I bet that was a blast.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah. All right. I think that's it. Did nobody else have any more now?
Nah, that was it. I could have brought on Equalizer 3 because I did get the Steelbook, but I watched it on digital a few weeks ago. But we already kind of talked about it, so
I kind of want to talk about, like, I need to rewatch it, but I kind of want to talk about the reason why I didn't love it. Really, like, why I was kind of disappointed by it. I don't know if I got. Okay, so I saw it opening night and I was excited. Like, the action, like the brutality and shit is fucking amazing. Don't get me wrong. Like, that shit's great. Denzel's great. I felt like he was very underused, and I to me it felt like, should I spoil this movie? Because there's there's a certain part. There's a certain point as to why, like, because I feel like if I told you my criticism, I'd spoil the movie.
See, I'm not sure a lot of people have seen. I haven't seen it, so
I don't know how much there is to really spoil in it per se, because it's not like there's a bunch of shit that's attached to the other films. But I mean, they do mention things, but it's like.
No, not so much like that. It's just more so like as the movie as a whole. Like, yeah, like you can watch this movie and not having seen 1 or 2.
I was gonna say there's only like one thing that would really spoil, and that is whether or not Denzel lives or dies, right? And as long as you don't say that, then
yeah. Okay, so basically, in the movie, you get this whole awesome bit in the beginning where he's like brutalizing these fucking people when he starts his watch and all that shit, like in the other movies. But at one point, a fucking little kid shoots his back and he has this injury and he can't really do a lot of the type of action that he normally would, because he's also like, to me it just felt like that was a way of trying to not get Denzel to do so much shit since he's older now, type thing. I don't know if that's. I'm not sure. If
I see where you're coming from, but I think it was more like they were commenting on this. See, this one is more of a Western. Like the first 2 are what they were. This one is like a straight up Western. Like, because the whole idea is it's like a Clint Eastwood movie where, like, you know, like Pale Rider almost, but only it's kind of like to where he's injured near death, and then this town he crashes in, you know, he falls in love with the town, so it's kind of like that kind of a Western story. Like he takes on the role of the new sheriff kind of thing in a way.
Yeah.
So that aspect of it, I liked it, and I see where you're coming from, and that very well could have been part of the inspiration for that, is so they could slow it down a little bit for Denzel. But I mean, he gets to that.
That's what I got out of it.
And he gets to that end part, though. I mean, to me, it felt like he was just as methodical as he always was. Yes, you can tell he's slowed down a little bit, but I mean, especially that last third where he goes in like full on Michael Myers style and just fucking slaughters people.
No, I like that.
That sounds cool.
No. Here's the thing, though. That's the thing. Like in the third act, where like he is like Michael Myers and shit, I fucking like it. but it's fucking wasted in my opinion, just by the story. In my opinion, like I feel like he could have slowed down at parts, but instead of it being a Western, I feel like it should have been more of a horror movie where he's just this fucking he is Michael Myers.
If I'm honest, I kind of wish they would have did that with John Wick, slowed him down and just gave me some time just with John Wick, like they did in the first movie.
No, that's by the time you get to the fourth one.
Yeah, by the time you get to the fourth movie, it's just like it's nonstop. Go ahead, Tom.
Because after the second one, that one's where I felt like they went a little too far and over the top with things.
But John Wick's different than Equalizer, though, in my opinion. But what was I gonna say? Like also like Dakota Fanning, like I didn't feel anything when those two like interacted in the. It's like obviously they're trying to do a reunion from Man on Fire.
I didn't have a problem with that. I thought that was fine.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not
and
saying
who you find out in her character is and everything. She's the daughter to the one character that we know from the first two films or whatever, the second film or whatever it is.
I get that. I just didn't feel anything from it. Like is
That's
what
fair.
I'm trying to say.
I mean, I don't think honestly, I'll be honest with you. I liked Dakota Fanning better when she was a younger actress. As an adult, I don't think she's as good of an actress. In a sense of, how do I put this? She felt more real when she was little. Like whatever it was they were getting out of her when she was younger, it was more in the moment and natural. Her acting feels a little more stoic and robotic as an adult. She wasn't as bad in like her best so far as an adult would have been Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but she's also working with Tarantino there, right?
Oh, yeah, I forgot she was in that.
Was that her?
Antoine Fuqua. Is that her sister? That could have been her sister, but I thought it was her.
No, it had to have been her.
I'm pretty sure it was her, because then like in this one, it's the same kind of thing. She has this robotic thing with her voice that it worked in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with. But it's like she's carrying the same kind of thing over here, and you're supposed to like this character, and there's elements about her that are kind of unlikable. So I kind of see where you're coming from, Runner. But I didn't have as much of a problem with that. And I also liked how the movie felt more episodic, like the first film again. Yeah. It's like she's overthinking. Exactly. Yes. Yes. She's too in the moment of worrying about being an actor now, as opposed to when she was a kid. It was very spontaneous, I think.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
That's what I mean. I'm telling you, I wish they would have did that with the John Wick sequels. Like, went back to the first one, and slowed it down a little bit. That would have been so much better.
Because it feels like there isn't like this big overarching thing so much, and this one is like there was in part two. Because that's what I felt like with part two. Part two, it felt like less of a personal story, even though it was supposed to be more of a personal story because of the people involved with it, like that lady and stuff that that's in it and shit like that. That is his friend and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, that was okay, but I like how the first film felt like a bunch of different episodes of the TV show, but then it all come together at the end. This movie is similar, even though there's only like really one main storyline as opposed to the episodic thing. But it does feel episodic in nature. Like there's little elements of it feels closer to the first movie, in my opinion. Like I enjoyed it more than the second one. So
I mean, I can understand why you would enjoy it more than the second one, and like I'm not saying the second one's like.
And if this is the end, I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with it too. I just wasn't as satisfied overall because like I'm watching the movie and I'm like, okay, there better be a fucking payoff with this. It's like there has to be, and then like, I mean the third act fight scene where he like literally is like Michael Myers and stuff, like that's cool. I wish I got more of that instead of what I was given, and the ending bit I don't know. I wasn't as satisfied as most people.
All right. Well, there you guys have two opposing viewpoints on Equalizer 3.
Yeah, like after seeing Equalizer 3, I'm like, man, I kind of feel like I'm the Greg of how he felt about John Wick 4.
I was so disappointed with John Wick 4.
I still haven't watched John Wick 4 because of how mixed the reception has been on.
Don't watch it. It's not worth your time.
I love John Wick 4.
I already bought it, Runner. So
I love
Runner
John
2,
Wick.
I should say.
I think 1 is a fantastic movie. I think 2 falters. I thought 3 was the best sequel, but 3, by the time you get to 3, everything has gotten way too bloated, and then 4 is such a just too much. It's just too much.
I mean, you go from realistic enough type of story and action to we're in cartoon land of bizarre.
That's why I didn't like 2 and 3.
That there's no real involvement.
I'm prepared for that in part 4, but
like he's just invincible. Just picture him as Captain America level strength or something.
Well, there's no kids in the world, right? Like that's one thing. It feels like a Grand
the
Theft
whole
Auto
world
game.
is ran by the secret organization.
That's like, especially in the second and third film, you're like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, not done in an interesting way, which is what disappoints.
And nobody reacts to anything either. That's the other thing. Is it like
you just blew up a huge hotel, whatever? And you're fighting each other in the street and getting ran over.
People just walk by.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like this just happens every day.
The world building and the building of that organization overshadowed John Wick and John Wick's story. Plain and simple.
It could have just been more of a subtle. It's not even a shadow organization. It's like they run the world. Pretty much.
John Wick 2 is the weakest, I think, of the franchise.
I think 3 to me I thought was weaker than 2. To be honest with you,
I was going to say I disagree. I thought it was a step up.
I mean, I like Ian McShane, but like you get to part 3 and it's like, to me, I felt like where's the video game controller?
Yeah,
like I felt like I should be playing a video game.
It's also like right after. It's also right after John Wick 2, so he's not even really healed from anything, and it just right away he's just still going.
And the bulletproof suits and all that shit got a little too.
Yeah, when everybody's just holding up their arm and blocking a bullet, it's like, what's the point? Yeah. All they do is hold up their arm and their suit and they're blocking a bullet.
Keeps on surviving falls that would kill him easily. Just like, nope, and he's totally fine. It's not even that he just survives, but he's like healed up later all the time.
And I get it. It's fair because there's a lot of shit in a lot of the old horror movies, old action movies like we were talking about Expendables.
Yeah, but it's like when you start with John Wick 1, he gets thrown off of like a one story thing, and he's like,
yes, John Wick 1 feels like a Die Hard kind of movie,
and everything else is like goofy goo. He's rubber. He's whatever. It doesn't make any sense. It's fine.
And it's cool. You can like those. Gun fu is a thing. Like I get it. It's a style.
They appear fun, is what I will agree with. They appear fun, but
as far as like me being able to say that the second and third movie are good movies, I can't. Like they're watchable films. John Wick deserves much better though. Like especially after
John Wick 4
movie.
tries to really think it's really good. Is how I feel it comes off.
Like I watched the trailer. I just felt like
I don't know. I thought the filmmaking in 4 was a lot more intriguing and impressive compared to 2 and 3, in my opinion.
But that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like it presents itself like it's a better film, but I don't think it is a better film.
See, but like to me, it felt like it was trying to like be better in the sense where like I don't know.
Not only that, I'm sorry. There's no reason a John Wick film should be over 2 hours long.
Oh, because you could literally.
Yeah, it gets really tired.
That's understandable.
He falls downstairs.
That's understandable.
He literally falls downstairs for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
So, I was laughing.
So somebody do a supercut of that where it goes on for like an hour straight.
Yeah, but you could literally chop off the first hour of John Wick 4. And you would not be confused. You could pick it up right in the second hour.
No, not really.
Yeah, because John Wick to be honest, John Wick ain't even in the beginning of the movie for almost an hour. He's in one scene and then it goes to China or Japan or whatever, and he don't show up again for fucking almost an hour. So it's like, I was telling myself, you do intend to have John Wick in a John Wick movie, don't you? So,
I didn't think he was gone for that fucking long.
I don't think it was an hour. No, it was. That's an exaggeration. It wasn't.
Yeah, it was an exaggeration. But you could still literally chop off an hour.
That's what
it's more like 20 minutes, maybe.
Dude,
I think.
Jeff, that's literally what I've been telling Greg when he was talking about John Wick 4. I'm like, dude, I feel like you're exagerating about some of this shit you're saying.
It's like.
Why shouldn't I exaggerate? The movie over exaggerates everything. So.
but you're exaggerating more than the fucking movie is my point.
I don't know
if he really is. I haven't seen the fourth one yet, but still.
It's like there's things.
I
guarantee you, if Tom watches the fourth one, he's going to agree with me.
Well, it's like there's just like
you two agree on a lot of shit, so I'm not surprised.
That's true, but it's like like the scene where they come into the Chinese or Japanese place to pretty much kill everybody there because he's associated with John Wick. And then it's like, then they're like, okay, so we'll give up our weapons, but we're also here to attack you guys anyway. But then the people that are defending it have like bows and arrows. And it's just like, I don't know. It's all really goofy again with how it goes. And the blind guy fighting, I liked some of his elements, but it also seems really easy to kill him. Like, I don't know how he'd be that much of a challenge, really.
That's another problem.
I found it believable.
When he was in the kitchen, that made sense enough, but everywhere else, I'm like, no, you're screwed.
John Wick in the first movie, the Baba Yaga, and they tell him about how what they have built, the foundation, what they built is what that man did to get out, and they make you scared of this person. That is great.
It's more the mystery of his history. Fourth movie,
everybody's a fucking John Wick. Every single character is a John Wick, and he is no longer important.
Well, it implies
the character immensely.
The first one implies a subtle shadow organization. By the fourth one, the shadow organization just runs the world pretty much, rather than
everybody they have like multiple John Wicks. Like Donnie Yen's character is John Wick.
And the
third black guy chasing John Wick is John Wick.
Yeah.
So like John Wick is no longer special anymore.
Well, I'm fine with other characters matching him in a way.
That's not how I looked
him
at
being exaggerated a bit. Like I think that's fine. Like him having more of a legend.
He needs a challenge that he has to overcome. They're legitimately him.
Yeah, I feel like Runner. I feel like one of these days we gotta have a conversation about it because, like, I feel like walking through the films because I feel like
without Greg, I feel like it should just be me and you.
Without Greg.
Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out because we've gone 3 hours and 30 minutes and it's 1 o'clock here, and I got to get to bed for Thanksgiving tomorrow.
I mainly
that's true. It's Thanksgiving shit.
I mainly said that.
I got one thing to show you guys.
Go ahead.
What's up?
And this is just a fun thing. So I don't know if you guys will pick it out. So I'll show it here. I want to let me start playing it before you actually share it, because then it'll give away the joke. But it's real.
It says Adam Sandler is John Wick.
Oh shit! Okay, don't share it yet.
I won't.
Oh, bitch.
Oh, I know what this is.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Hang on.
Great.
God damn it! It did it again on me. Okay, here we go. All right. Oh, you fucker. Okay, now share it.
This is great.
Now, do you rookie, you got to watch. Now tell us if you see it.
Did you see it? Oh, I saw it.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, so this is actually in the movie. I didn't even know this until recently, but yeah, Michael Bay slid John McClane into Pearl Harbor.
That's pretty good.
He put John McClane to see directly into it.
You know what's funny? I haven't seen Pearl Harbor, but I bought a 4-disc DVD set of it over the summer because it was like $7. What's up?
Movie's not that good.
I've heard it's shit, but I'm curious to watch.
It's kind of a mixed bag. It's got
Pearl Harbor. Is that in the Die Hard universe?
Yes, now it is.
Now it is
now. Like you've got like the actual war elements and stuff like that are great, but like the Ben Affleck, Josh Hartnett story and all that
I've seen that movie.
Bogus bullshit, right? Affleck like it's just movie. Like, oh my god, get me out of here. Like, but the actual war aspect, the attack on Pearl Harbor is actually really well done and all that kind of stuff. But like,
time to bomb the harbor.
Because I believe it's actually done in real time as well in the film.
Yeah, I believe it is.
Happy Thanksgiving, folks.
Yeah, but I want to go ahead and I could not believe that, and because I saw somebody post that, and then it's like I saw somebody's like,
you know, I
just checked my Blu-ray, and it's actually there.
I know, right?
Holy shit! You have the Blu-ray?
No, not me. Somebody checked their Blu-ray.
Somebody else did. Yeah, there's a better version that was floating around on Twitter, but like, yeah.
But thank you guys for coming, OG Runner.
I do have the DVD actually, but
do you?
Like an old ass one here.
Which one is it? I'm curious. I'm wondering if it's the same.
It might.
It seems like I'm trying to sleep.
I don't remember if it's the director's cut or if it's just the regular cut. Let me look here. Hang on.
I'll be right back.
It seems like I'm trying to sleep. He's got dinner and and children. It's the a pretty short show considering 4 people. The return of the runner.
Return of Runner. Yeah, we actually went 3 hours and 50 something minutes last week. I think
this is the one I have.
I've seen that one before.
And I bought it for $6.
Nice.
Okay, that's the director's cut. I don't think
money back.
Director's cut. I think I just have the theatrical version.
Like you've got a nice little set. Remember when studios went this hard on actual releases? You didn't have to go boutique for them.
Yes.
Studios just don't care anymore.
This is the Vista. Yeah, this is the Vista series.
Yeah.
I have the Tombstone one as well. Actually,
I have the Tombstone
I found
one.
that. I wanted to pick that one up because that set was really fucking cool.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, this Pearl Harbor one has more shit in it compared to Tombstone, sadly, but you do what you gotta do, you know. But I bought this. I'm like, I've heard it's shit. I know it's shit, but it's $6. That's worth it, especially with all this shit that it's got on it, you know. I mean, 4 discs. That's fucking crazy.
The old school DVDs, man, they went hard back in the day.
Yeah, no, like I mainly bought this just because it's like, fuck, man, this looks so fucking cool. Like the box set itself, it's like, especially for $6.
Yeah, this is just the theatrical cut, I think.
Oh yeah, there you go.
It's just got 2 discs in it.
It also came with these postcards right here.
You got postcards and everything.
Yeah.
I think that's Ben Affleck right there.
Yeah, because this is the 183-minute cut. I think the one you have there is
yeah, the guy from
10, 20 minutes longer or something like that.
That's
one of the women, Kate Beckinsale.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say Liv Tyler for a minute, but that's Armageddon.
It does kind of look like Liv Tyler. It does kind of look like Liv Tyler.
Oh, there's the guy from Oppenheimer.
Josh Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett. And yeah, there's Ben Affleck. Yeah, I forgot her name, Kate Beckinsale, but that looked like Liv Tyler. But I'm like, no, I'm thinking of Armageddon.
It did look like Liv Tyler. All right, guys.
I was thinking of Armageddon for a second. Wait, Rookie, have you seen Armageddon?
Yeah.
Okay, I assume so. I was just questioning because that. Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and close it down though. But thank you, Runner, for joining us this show for the special Thanksgiving pre-meal. Thank you, Rookie Runner too. Thank you, Tom.
It feels good. It feels good to be back.
I can tell Runner is back. We've gone 3 hours.
Yeah. I'm going on almost 4 now.
Yeah, and thank you to everybody in the chat for hanging with us this long.
Well, you got the 2 runners, so
yes, double the trouble.
Double the trouble.
Double the trouble.
Thank you for everybody in the chat, everybody at home watching. I appreciate you guys. Hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving. Be safe. Enjoy your family. Eat you some turkey. And as always, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
How you doing? Bitches leave.